Are we live? Yeah, we are live. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to RRR The Breakdown, First Outbreak, Case 14.
Lightning Collection is the Ranger key to his heart.
Yes, that's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, so we have a guest, and yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who our guest is going to be on this week.
Like, who's the biggest Gokaiger fan?
It's
Yeah, we
Pasha
know.
Fury. That's it.
And I was still asking on Twitter, any guesses who's going to be our guest this week?
You get three chances. You might be able to figure it out.
But anyway, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So it's Josh here, Living Ranger Key on Twitter. That's me. I don't know what else to say.
He's from the streets.
He is
Oh,
from
yeah,
the
he's a really big Gokaiger expert.
He had a breakdown, so yeah, he's with us today.
Yes. Yep.
Well, and he'll be on the streets as well, but I mean, he'll be having a breakdown. We're going to repair him, and we're going to put him back on the streets.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They're gonna let me talk all about Ranger Keys and everything, so that way the other guys don't have to deal with it later on. So.
So this week is going to be our retrofection is going to be Super Sentai. So we're going to be talking about Gokaiger this week. So that's why we have a special guest. Oh my god! And so what are we going to be doing first, though, is that we're going to go through the upgrades, because we do have a few upgrades on the Discord, and also we're going to be going through the previous reviews from Drive last week, and then we'll go straight a little announcement regarding Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Then we're going to go through Retrofection, which is Gokaiger. So let us start with the upgrades. Tommy,
Okay.
you can go first today.
I got
Alright,
some stuff.
sir, I think you got story time for us.
Yes, so I got my Defender because I got a $10 coupon off of eBay, and then
I approve.
it was like 23 off of so it was like 13. But then I thought I had like a change the price offer to 20, and so I thought, wow, big brain. So what if I take that offer and use that coupon instead to make it $10? So I saved $3, but that didn't happen. So I had to do shenanigans, and then the seller relisted that item again. And so I just bought it from the same guy again twice.
Nice.
So that happened. I got this guy, Time Force Red.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then today I messed up his white paint. So I bought a Gundam marker that's going to come to fix that, because I'm an idiot and don't know how to take care of my toys and use toothpaste to wipe out paint scratches. UPS is terrible. I really hate them so much. Their customer service is terrible.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah. It was a mess. Like, the box is kind of banged up. Like, literally, there's like a dent, but there's like big. It was like bulging. It was terrible. I don't know how.
So whose fault was it? Is it Amazon or is it your postal?
I think it's UPS.
It's really a combination of both.
Yeah, probably both, honestly. But
Useless parcel service.
It's like Amazon's fault.
parcel.
It's like Amazon's fault for putting it in that kind of envelope, and then UPS is fault for treating it like that.
Yeah, dumb. So yeah, I don't know why. It got shipped from UPS. It should have gone from USPS, because that's better for my area.
What's the difference between UPS and USPS? Just an extra letter, or what? Sorry, I'm Australian. I don't know anything.
USPS is like the regular like mailman.
Oh, okay.
And then like UPS is like another delivery service, like
DHL.
DHL.
It's like a private company.
Yeah, like
shipping
FedEx.
service.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got some Sharpies and then like Gundam marker.
Yeah,
like fix,
Marker is in my veins.
Yeah, to fix some. I picked one for the red because for some reason Hasbro didn't paint him well. So you can see he's like very faded. 2 different reds.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my. It's gonna. Yeah, I think that's it. And then I'm waiting for a package that's gonna come next week from Old God. She'll show it off next week.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
bought
really
some
cool.
stuff from him. He was like,
Oh,
"Hey."
wow.
I was like, "Hey, I need these." He was like, "Okay, I'll get them."
I'm excited.
Yeah, it was the first time I ever bought something from the fandom. So
You can count. Oh God, he's a giver.
yeah, thank you, Old God. Hopefully it comes. Hopefully USPS doesn't let me down, but they probably won't. So that's it for me.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's a lot of one-ups.
All right. And how about you, sir? What do you have for this week?
Wow. Okay, so I got a couple of things.
Mm.
Here it's kind of sitting in pieces in a box, but here he is without legs. But I got the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord.
Oh wow!
I got this from Old God.
Oh wow!
Oh my God! Oh God! Again.
So it did come with legs. I just don't have them on it right now. They're in a box. So.
Oh my God!
I forgot I needed to build him.
Did that.
I forgot I needed to build him before the Streets. So he'll be built by Streets time, but he's not right now. And then I did get.
Thank you, Cody. Yeah, take a break from journeys. Cody. Our journey is more important than Pokemon journeys, of course.
How's it going, Cody? I also got the whatever this is called, the Beast Morphers Yellow with the Jax armor thing. It had a new version of the key. That's why I bought it. We all know that.
Yeah.
But it's a thing anyway. I got some comics this week, but they're over there in a pile somewhere. But they were some more Beyond the Grid issues. And then let's see. And then the final thing I got this week was half of Wave 5. So we're slowly building Wave 5. Time Force Red got here Tuesday, and Zeo Gold got here today.
Damn, I'm so jealous.
You had Time Force Red like 3 weeks ago.
I know. Yeah. I mean, like, oh man, I don't know what's going on with my local shipment. Damn it.
But no, they're very good. Amazon did not destroy mine, thankfully. So
it almost did to mine.
Yeah, they're really trying. So I'm hoping by next week I'll have the other 2. Ranger Slayer should be here tomorrow, so we're getting closer. But obviously, this is my favorite haul of the week. I always like getting new Lightning figures, and it's been a couple months since the last wave. So, yeah, these are fun. And the Zeo Gold is a little bit different from the Comic-Con one. So,
right.
Slightly with the paint. So
I saw the shield is kind of like a little bit more. I mean, the chest piece is more like shiny gold.
Yeah, it is, and the like the black wash detail kind of on it. It's like a little bit different, although that could just be how it was applied. But there's definitely minor differences besides the accessories, obviously, that allow me to tell which one is which on my shelf, which I appreciate. Not that it really matters, but I do like knowing which one of them is which. The figures are somewhere over there.
It's a beautiful display.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You probably can't see them from how far away they are, but they're there. That's why I just have the boxes with me here for showing off what I got, because I didn't feel like taking them down. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got this week. So
that's a good ample amount of upgrades there.
Yeah, it was a good week of stuff for sure. So
wow. Okay.
I forgot. I bought the RRR shirt too.
Did you?
Nice. And then they didn't print out the front.
Let's see.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's so weird.
And then here's the back.
You see, you have to wear it backwards now, so you have.
I know, so I had to wear it backwards like this. So I don't know what's going on with that.
That's very weird.
I can't wait to get mine. I chose black. I just feel dark.
I should probably buy my own shirt, shouldn't I?
I know, right?
You have to focus on your lightning collection first, and after that, then you can make a decision.
That's right.
You're gonna buy Cody, you're gonna buy one. Buy one, please.
Okay, so mine is like a combination of physical one-offs and upgrades and some photos I uploaded on my Instagram. So in terms of the physical ones I have right now, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I decided to get this guy.
Oh yes,
But
that's
you
cool.
need to get Mandal then.
Hey?
You get Mandalorian.
The
Mandalorian.
I don't know. I don't know.
You get Pedro Pascal.
Mando
From,
who?
Amanda who?
Mandalorian.
So I got this one because I don't know. I like miniature figures. I'm a collector of See, I'm also like core. I very picky with terms of scales as well. So I'm a collector of like 2-inch to 3-inch figures. So I usually collect like Pokemon little figures, like the Mon-Calais figures, and then anything within those ranges. I like to collect. If it's a humanoid character, I would like them to be 5 to 6 centimeters. That's how very particular I am when it comes to collecting that kind of stuff. But otherwise, action figures and robots are kind of a separate thing. And so I got that. And they never done a Mon-Calais Pokemon figure of Mareep, so I got Mareep from our Toys R Us. Yeah, we have Toys R Us again. Apparently, it's online only.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's only online, so there's no physical store or anything like that.
You just brought back so many memories.
I know, right?
I haven't heard that name in years.
So I did a custom last week, but I don't have it with me right now. It's all the way in my room. But I did a custom Time for Silver.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love how that turned out.
Yeah, so I tried because the indents into the symbol on his helmet as well as the chest piece.
Yeah.
It was quite tricky to get the actual fine details. I don't like a messy paint job, so I tried my best to make sure it's clean as possible to match the artwork that they were doing with the source material for Hyperforce.
Yeah.
So I also painted the Chrono Saber in silver too to get the tips to match the suit. So it was a lot of silver Gundam marker, spray paint of matte finish, and it took a lot of patience to actually get it to dry. But also a lot of trials and errors as well, because the chest piece was so hard to paint because you actually have to go from scratch from there. So you basically have to rub off everything and actually go over it. From scratch. So in saying that, later down the track, I remember the other week I watched, it was just randomly, I was watching the Power Rangers Unworthy series that was a fan-made project. So what I thought, okay, well they did the Chrono Ranger and they used the Hyperforce suit as a inspiration to make that character. So I did something sort of the similar thing that what they did on the show, except that that cape that I used here is not exactly the cape they use there because it's a white cape. It's more like a scarf type of thing. So I basically used Heimdall's one from Marvel Legends as a so I used Heimdall's cape, and I used he had the power sword. So there you go. And then the voice actor for Chrono Ranger actually DM'd me and asked for if you can purchase it for me. So I said, look, I'll keep this one, but I could definitely arrange and get the sources to actually make another one. And then he's willing to, pay whatever shipment, the labor and all that stuff. So
that's awesome.
That's cool.
yeah, which is pretty cool. So
nice.
So I might be doing a more
Ooh.
another one. I'll be using yeah, that's pretty much it what I did as my upgrades. And also this is the official symbol for upgrades on my mic.
I did not know that till now.
That's cool.
Huh?
I did not know that till now.
Yeah, like I was trying to make it like blue and purple and stuff. So when upgrades turn up, my mic will turn into this. Because I have other symbols for the other segments too. So, but yeah, that's all I've got. Tommy, I
Yeah.
believe we have some upgrades on Discord. Would you like to present it to
All
the
right.
audience, please?
Hold on. Sorry. Okay, so you see it?
Okay, let me just put it onto the thing.
You guys see
All
it?
right.
There we
I
go.
see it.
So where the fuck? What did we do last week? Wait,
Oh,
yeah, last week we didn't have any until
yeah, we
wait.
didn't
Old
have
God,
it yet.
wait.
Caught
Here's
up
the
with
thing.
Cody.
Old God had one up, but he didn't post it. So, but he has here. Okay.
Yeah. We'll look at Cody. What he said first.
Cody finished Gaim. Okay, good job. Good job. You like Kaito, and then yeah, Gaim's a pretty good show. We might do that in the future, maybe if the
Yeah,
show's
we
still
will
on.
definitely do it.
Void Ranger got Ankydon. That is cool.
That's cool.
Ankydon.
God is real.
Is it?
God.
God is real.
Okay, he probably
Yes,
bought
he-
that from okay.
I mean,
Okay,
God
cool.
is real if you believe in that. So.
I know he's been trying to. He's waiting for that to arrive for like months. So
Oh man.
Oh, really?
yeah,
He got Time for his Red, which his is pretty good, better than mine, I would
yeah,
say.
that's a common theme this week. Time Force Red is for like
How
everyone.
I know, right?
How ironic. You
No, it's not-
love Time Force Red, and yet
I'm
you're
not-
gonna beat up boss. But this guy doesn't like Time Force Red suit and all that. He gets a
I don't know.
perfect boss.
It's not like he's my favorite Ranger or anything. I don't know.
Right?
He's not
my.
like my favorite Red Ranger.
That's the irony in there. Oh, here we go. What's it?
VT17 got the Ranger Slayer, which wow, rip press F in the chat.
Oh
If
my
anyone's
God.
there.
Okay, Tommy, you're not alone.
Rough.
Yeah, his is
That-
worse than mine.
God.
Yeah,
Who's
that's-
sad on
17.
I don't know.
My condolences to your boss.
I feel bad for the couch. Where
What
did the couch look?
happened to your couch?
Oh man.
Were you so pissed at Amazon that you had to destroy your couch?
He took it out. He took it out of the couch.
Yeah. I don't blame you though.
Cody, how he hates those bubble wrapper things. Yes,
Yeah, they're the worst.
the worst. Double Unknown. He got
Oh.
one of the expensive purchases. He got Nintendo Switch.
The European Collector's Edition of Xenoblade.
Xenoblade. Yeah.
Like, how much did you
Chronicles.
pay for that?
Ooh, that looks
I
cool.
have no idea. And people are like, yeah.
Leave
cool.
his couch alone.
All right. I think that's it for one of those.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'll yeah. Thank you.
Leave
So-
my couch.
All right. Let me get this up. Okay. So, it's time for Retrofection. But before that, I would like to announce that in terms of Power Rangers Beast Morphers coming back internationally, we will be reviewing it while it's showing internationally along with the streets. But I don't know in terms of what the plan for the streets is going to do for the reviews. But for us, since
I
I've been
also
working,
don't know what the plan is for the streets. It's perfectly fine.
So since I've been working a lot this week, and I just literally came back from work 2 hours ago, I didn't have time to watch episodes 9 and 10 for Beast Morphers. So what we're gonna do, apparently that the more episodes are gonna be shown on weekdays. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna collate them and review it next week. So depending on what the topic is for Retrofection that is going to be voted on the poll, if you look at our Twitter to see the poll, you can still vote which Toko you want us to review, and then we'll choose from there. We're going to look at Beast Morphers as part of Breaking Hero Time next week. So, um, we won't be reviewing this week. We'll continue from till next week. Okay, so it could be apparently 7 episodes we might end up reviewing. I don't know. We'll see, and we'll just highlight the one.
It's like almost all of them.
Yeah.
See, so
It'll be done in like 2 weeks.
And then write your what you think of the episode. We're probably gonna read them out.
Yeah. So okay. Also, since you guys are if you guys are watching the international review episodes of Beast Morphers, please use the Discord on the streets and actually put your shitty opinions there. We'll actually highlight any of the comments that are quite different from our opinion. We'll mention it on the breakdown. Okay. So while we're on
and also if you discuss them on Twitter, make sure you use the hashtag Beast Spoilers that everyone's
make sure. And if you don't want to be spoiled, then
do it on Discord too.
Yeah.
Do you want hide it on Discord too for other people because people might look at it or?
Yeah. We'll write it down after the stream. Okay.
Right.
So let me just change my mic here into this. There we go. It's just an R.
Wow, I like that.
That's it. I'm gonna think of something else for Retrofection, but we won't be doing it.
No,
I mean it is an R, so.
It's just an R. I was thinking of trying to make a virus or something like that, but we'll sort something out. So, we're going to quickly look at the Kamen Rider Drive reviews from last week. So, should we open up again on the Discord, Tommy, and we can just look at the comments and just quickly skim over it? Yeah. And then we'll just look what they have to say.
See my screen?
I can see it now.
Yeah, so
You gotta be real good now, Tommy.
We're gonna. Alright, so motif.
Whatever he says.
I'm gonna condense it down a little bit.
Yeah,
So
whatever. Highlight whatever you want from his comment. His review.
Rigono motif. He liked it. It resonated with him. That's cool. Music. Don't lose your mind. All the songs are cool, especially Spinning Wheel.
Tommy,
that's what they're saying. What? What?
Wow, oh God! Wow.
No. I won't accept that.
You can argue with him later.
Characters, they're all good. Yeah, they're all good for him. It said he didn't have any least favorites. Suits. He liked how Drive was a car. Yes, that's his side. That's basically what he's saying.
Whoa,
he's
Drive
a cool
was a car?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Highlights. Shinosuke doing Car Ranger clothes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was actually fun. That was actually pretty cool.
Toy line. He didn't have any toys since he was young and poor. Same. Why did it? So it's just. He had 8 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10. Okay, choose one. But he needs to rewatch it. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same. I just remember off my memory, to be honest.
All right. Cody Wilson. Okay, he loves the it's his first rider, so it's more nostalgic for him. In terms of music, he only likes the opening. I think that's the only thing he pays attention to.
0 out of 10. No Spinning Wheel.
Yeah. The plot.
I sent it back. Sorry, Cody.
I'd have to agree there. There's a lot more better music in Drive than Surprise Drive. I like Surprise Drive.
I know, it's not bad. It's I put it in my top 5.
But Drive's overall music is probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's really... Probably
yeah.
G.
He said he likes how the end goal is actually destroy all the Roid nudes, and then he didn't really like the dad thing, which is a recurring thing in Tokusatsu anyway.
Yeah, they love doing that.
So, yeah, they love that type of trope. In terms of characters, he said Go is the best. Okay.
That's good.
Okay, that's a very
That's
unpopular
different since
opinion,
last week.
but
We were
we
just basically
appreciate
shitting
you
on him.
actually saying that and you love those.
That's
Um,
cool.
in terms of suits, um, he does like the bulkiness of type formula, even though it's um he has a nice calf front, so yeah, it's he even though it's bulky and stuff, he still kind of like the suit in a way. Um, in terms of highlight, um, Go wanted to power up because Shinosuke was getting them all, even though it was just like I think he was trying to refer to the burst mode in terms of was it dead heat ma?
Yeah, because
So yeah, so he
Go was jealous of Shinosuke getting all the power
getting all the
ups.
upgrades.
Right.
Huh.
And like Go was like,
He just
Yeah.
hits his belt a lot and he gets more powerful. That's how it works.
I know,
Yeah.
you need to go up and down on his belt. You know what I mean?
He said in terms of the toys, he didn't earn anything, but he did like the trailer cannon because they can actually read all the cars and bikes, which is really cool. I actually like that one, and it's also like an actual vehicle itself.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
actually probably one of my favorite power up weapons that they used in the
Me
Rider
too.
series.
Me too.
What else did he say? It was funny that how slow it got to Shinosuke Shinoke, sorry, the first time for the finisher. And what? It said hi ho hehehe.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm black.
Oh, yeah,
I'm Black
pretty good.
Kevin in text form. Hehehe.
That was pretty good.
Beltasan used the infrared. Yeah. So the infrared gimmick was it the first full rider? I think it was, right?
I think it was. If it wasn't, I think it was the most it's ever been used. But
Yeah. Which
I
is pretty
think so.
unique in a sense.
oh yeah,
It was
for sure.
alright.
Yeah, I actually like that. If they actually do that again,
I don't know how much it's really holding up. My shift brace, it like doesn't really want to work all that much anymore.
Oh, the batteries maybe?
It could be just the batteries, but sometimes it reads the cars incorrectly, or it says like the wrong signal.
Oh, yeah, maybe if they did CSM, they fix that issue.
Yeah.
Which fuck. If they make CSM,
I don't even know.
I don't want to think about that.
You can't.
He scored the show 9 out of 10, and he said he is biased here. Oh, biased. Oh, okay. I thought I thought you meant bisexual, but okay. Move on to the next one.
VC17 motif.
Okay.
Do you like the car theme? Shift cars are cool. That's true. Tire change concept was cool, but the tires were useless. Some of them were. Yeah, I agree with that.
They drove on that tiny highway.
This guy gets the VC17 gets it with spinning wheel.
Yes.
With all the other songs too, and then the BGM. He said that it wasn't memorable, which I kind of agree because I don't remember that much. Do you remember? You guys remember?
See, to be honest, I don't
remember
really.
Certain ones.
I don't really remember BGMs that much until like they actually play it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I remember.
Yeah. That's fair.
I just can't remember from the top of my head.
Plot. He felt it was too slow, but it picked it back up when it 360 churned, which is true. Characters. He loved Shinosuke. A slacker, but turned out to be one of the best guys out there. Cool, which is true. Kiriko's good, but she should have been the writer. Yes. It's my clock. it's a bird. He liked the. I'm assuming he likes the love triangle between the three.
With who?
With Shinosuke, Chase, and Kiriko.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, what can Kiriko do with Chase other than like actually do? But like, what other benefit can you?
I mean,
you know what I mean,
it is odd.
I mean,
unless there's a possibility you can make an android.
I mean, Chase did some stuff in the Visa.
That's fair.
Yep.
So that did happen.
It did happen. Suits, drive main suit, was neat, but he didn't like any other forms except for Trineron. Mock Suit was cool. Dead Teats, they're both okay. Chase was alright, but they need to fix his face part. Highlights include Shinnosuke's death and him transferring Trineron. Oh, when the riders fought with Heart and the others. Chase sacrifice, Balance defeat, and then Drive Heart and Heart fighting in the rain, and then Beltson saying goodbye. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Toys, he collected the shift cars and played with them the belt. And then also the signal bikes were fun too. The
signal bikes were very stagnant compared to like the shift car, because like you could do a little bit more with it. And then the rail system on the the signal bikes were just kind of obscure, but what can you do?
Yeah, he gives the show 8.5 out of 10. Started slow, but great climax. So.
That's what I think too. Yeah, it was a great first half, and then it went really good from there. Yeah. Thank you guys for reviewing Kamen Rider Drive. So what we're going to be doing is you can leave the reviews for Gokaiger, and then we'll read it out possibly next week, or if we have today.
Yeah, it's going to be a long discussion.
It's going to be a really long discussion.
There's like 51 episodes there, 52.
We have a special guest who can talk about Reggie Keys for more than like 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure he can talk an hour about it, or even more.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So I asked you guys to review Gokaiger in the same format. We're going to be looking at, again, the motif. Then we're going to be looking at the plot, the suits, the toys, the highlights of the show, and then we're also going to be looking at your overall score. So let's start off the motif. So it's a pirate motif this time, which is, I think, it's never been done before in Sentai or any other Tokusatsu series.
Not that I can think of.
No, and it's on the it's kind of cool. It's the first time they do a pirate motif, but also it's on the 35th anniversary of Super Sentai, and how fitting it is, like treasure hunting, like trying to find the previous powers of previous Sentai heroes, which is pretty cool. So 34 Super Sentais, powers are all scattered, and then it's like 5 pirates who are their goal is to gather all up, and actually, as well as fighting the Space Empire, how do you pronounce it? The Zangiak?
The Zangiak, or Zangiak,
the Zangiak.
Something close to that.
Yeah. So, finding the greatest treasure of all time, and we'll discuss like what it is later on down the track. So that's essentially what it is.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plot. So
yeah, which is pretty good. And so what do you think about the motif in terms of, in your opinion, like, do you think the pirate motif they actually applied it well into the series? What do you think, Josh?
I think I like the motif for sure. It's I think it's what they do with it is neat in terms of, like, they're based off of pirates, and they kind of pirate the powers of the other teams.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was a really interesting connection.
Yes.
It's a theme that I would like to see, or a motif I would like to see appear again, maybe, to kind of go like more like stereotype pirates, I guess, if that makes sense. Because I don't really think the show carried that all the way that it could have.
No.
But I don't really think that was what it was trying to do either. So
yeah,
it's for what they did with it, I love the suits. They're definitely some of my favorites. Yeah. And I think they overall did it very well, and I think it was a very fun motif for a Sentai series, and yeah, I liked it a lot.
That's great. And Tommy, what do you think about it? What do you think? Do you think they applied the pirate motif into the Sentai, or do you think it's not? What do you think?
In terms of motif?
Yeah.
I honestly think Gokaiger did pretty well in terms of the pirate theme, because like it's kind of the first time you're seeing like a Sentai going this kind of anti-hero route.
Yes. Yeah. Which is it's quite interesting in as yeah, I've never seen that type of style of storytelling where they're all anti-heroes in
Well,
a
yeah,
sense.
because they start off as much more of like a selfish team.
Yeah,
than anything else.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Usually you see that anti-hero route when like a new character comes in later down in a
Right,
in a
like a
series.
Sixth Ranger or something.
Yeah, Sixth Ranger or
That's like
secondary
OT.
rider, something like that, or another alternate team that comes in like Go on Wings in or the Go Riders or the Thunder
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah, Go Riders.
Because they are a separate team per se. So,
Exactly,
which
yeah.
is pretty cool. Okay, so the plot. What do you think about the plot? Do you think it was it's very anniversary centered?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It was very anniversary.
You could just you can't go any more further than that. Which is
I've never understood why they went so all out on the 35th of all anniversaries.
yeah,
I
such
don't
an
know
odd
if that-
number in a sense.
It really is. Like they love celebrating every 5 years.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have done it like on 30 or 40, not
Yeah, that's
35.
true.
But still, I don't know how they're ever going to top it. If we get to 50 or something, I'm honestly terrified of what they're going to do.
So 50 will be.
As if
next
Sentai's
year.
not dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to last like 5 more years. I think it can make it. It's close.
Hopefully, it's on this final stretch.
Yeah, but
Right,
but no, I mean for 35, I mean I think it's one of the more insane 35th anniversaries I've ever seen of anything. I mean, I never would have expected something to go that all out. But I think its plot's pretty good. It's it definitely. I know people kind of, sometimes give it, they kind of think that it doesn't really have much of its own plots, as it's just trying to be an anniversary thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I fully understand, but I think that, I mean, that is what the show is trying to do, and I think it accomplishes it very well. And I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun show.
It's a great
Especially
show.
if you've seen the older seasons too.
Yeah. It's a great nostalgia trip for both. At the time for the older generation, for the parents. I mean, I reckon that a lot of parents actually enjoyed the show at the time along with their children. It's like, oh my god,
sure.
I used to watch that Sentai, and I grew up with that. So eventually, maybe one day, they might end up doing some sort of gimmick later down the track. They will be doing that again because, I mean, everybody grows up in a sense. Like, you never know. We're gonna have grandparents and then the parents.
We'll have like our current Sentai be like the nostalgic ones.
Yeah, exactly. So all right, so let's move on to the story. Because I'm pretty sure if you haven't watched Gokaiger, spoilers alert.
Spoilers. It's like 8 years, like 9 years old.
Right.
Yeah. So you had a lot of time to watch. Unless you're like 9 years old or something, you're watching this. You shouldn't, because this is YouTube. You're not supposed to be watching this. You have to be 13 above. Okay, let's go through the story because I'm having a trouble trying to remember. So let's start off with Captain Marvelous. He was together with Basco, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Aquared.
Yeah, and Aquared. And then so later down the track, Basco ended up betraying Aquared and Marvelous. And for what was his reason again? Because I forgot.
He just like wanted the power for himself.
Yeah.
The keys and stuff like that.
Yeah. So he ditched him, and then later, so Aquared's like, okay, he's told Marvelous, that he should be the one getting the powers, and what else? What else did you do?
And then Marvelous gathers his crew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Around.
So it was
kind of like died, maybe.
Kind of like a one-piece
Died,
story.
maybe? Is he dead? Is he still alive?
He's kind of disappeared.
Maybe he'll show up next year.
Maybe.
For the anniversary.
Yeah.
If there's a Sentai.
So later down the track, it's basically like tribute episodes to different types of Sentai, depending on the cast member of previous Sentai that can come back and actually feature in a particular episode. And do you guys think that they did that well throughout Gokaiger?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's weaved in pretty well.
I mean, certain Sentais, I think, got more of a, treatment based on how many actors they could get back and things like that. But for the most part, I felt like at least at some point in the series or another, every series got some kind of good representation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, majority, like most, like all.
Right.
Probably
right.
most of them, but not like a few that didn't get a lot. Which is,
I mean,
like,
it's honestly impressive that they got at least one actor back from every single one.
Yeah, which is pretty amazing.
Which is pretty crazy for how many seasons there have been.
Yeah. I think it was more so like the more recent ones. And there are also some older ones. Obviously, I'm not familiar with the Showa Sentai, but it's pretty cool that like they actually did get a lot of like older actors as well.
Right.
At least appear for like a minute or two, which is pretty cool.
It's definitely interesting because that wasn't how the show was originally going to be structured. In terms of that, because they weren't. I don't know if they were not going to invite them all back, but there was not supposed to have been as many cameos as there was in its development. So it's really cool that it, kind of just exploded with having all these people being in it.
And that kind of sparked with like the 10 years after kind of thing, like a bunch of actors rekindling their friendships through this type of project. Which is pretty cool. So like we really appreciate that Gokaiger actually happened, because more side projects in terms of Sentai, like B cinemas and all that stuff.
And we get like actors returning left and right all the time now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
So eventually they did a lot of that. Then they versus Zankiak at the same time, as well as Basco, which is his own team. So we have like different factions going on, which is pretty cool in a sense. And later, okay, let's just fast forward to the end. So basically, they defeated the Zangiak, and then Basco was also defeated. And then what did they end up finding? What was the biggest treasure that they end up finding?
The Triforce. Yeah, the Triforce. That's it. That's what it was.
It talked for some
What do you
reason.
guys think about that? Because I'm just like, okay, sure. We'll go with that.
I remember there was a lot of memes about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
there was tons.
Yeah.
I never really actually have given that much thought in terms of, because I know that's what they were searching for the whole show and everything.
Yeah.
But it as the show went on, and I mean, this is kind of what the point of it ended up being anyway, is that it didn't exactly matter what the treasure was.
Yeah.
After all the lessons that they've learned across the show, but it was still a cool scene though when they finally had it. But yeah, I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't the most amazing thing in the show, but I don't really think it was supposed to be. So yeah.
And I like the fact that like at first when the Zankiak was out to invade the Earth and all that. And then the Gokaigers were like, oh, okay, we'll do it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's like at first they're like, oh, do we really? And after that, like fine, we'll do it. We'll actually use these powers to protect the Earth. Like it's just like, okay, we'll do it. Like it's our Super Sentai thing, which is really cool. Like at first, like they were selfish. Bunch of people they have their own motives why they end up being what they are as pirates. And then they end up being great heroes at the end and actually become, they earned the title of actually being the 35, 35th Sentai to actually be acknowledged as one of the, greatest teams on Sentai history. So, okay, so that's basically the story. It's just basically a bunch of tributes, a bunch of pretty straightforward. I think you just need something simple to portray a good anniversary. Because like if you're going to complicate give a complicated story, it's not going to work well. People are going to be a little bit disjointed, and this has happened with other uh, other
Our anniversary shows.
Hey,
And our anniversary shows.
yeah.
we definitely have some hit and misses on that. Sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The thing about the Toku
yeah.
anniversary shows is that a lot of them try to just go too insane. And to be honest, I love that. I'm all down for that.
Yeah.
So I always eat all of that up whenever they do it. I'm a big sucker for it. I understand that people have their issues with wanting a better story and everything, but I'm the kind of person that does like when suits stand next to each other. So it's cool. I like it. So
And there are a lot of suits standing next to each other.
there are absolutely,
like
especially during
199.
that era of Sentai and Riders. So
Yeah.
that hasn't really stopped since then. So it just has kept going.
Kaizen movies that recently stopped though, but like
Yeah.
crossovers and stuff. It was. I mean, I don't hate it personally, but like, I mean, we're adults enough to actually decide if we want to watch it or not. You don't actually have to watch it if you don't.
Right.
Want
Exactly.
to.
Yeah, you're not forced to.
It's there. It's there, like for your own guilty pleasure. Why not?
Unless you're doing a show like us, we have to watch it. So
I mean,
we don't have a choice.
like these Kaizen movies are probably not meant to be seriously watched. You know what I mean? Like,
those are the best turn your brain off movies. Honestly, they're so much
basically.
fun. They're great.
Basically, it's like that. So, Gokaiger is great. They started off with the Kaizen and all that stuff, crossovers and all that. So let's move on to the characters. Okay. Let's move on to the actual Gokaigers themselves. There's 6 of them. Let's start off easy with Captain Marvelous. What do you think about Captain Marvelous?
I always wonder, like where are these names of the characters? When Gokaiger was introduced, I was like, what the fuck is a Captain Marvelous?
I always thought, like, is that like some kind of nickname or something?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? I don't really care it because it's great, but Marvelous is marvelous. I think he's great. I like his character.
Can I just say something though? I think because at the time, or even now, One Piece, the anime or manga, very popular series, probably always ranked number 1, number 2. Okay, I feel like Toei was trying to feed off that type of hype of One Piece and actually apply it into Tokusatsu, and it really worked really well because these names are very One Piece like in terms of like Monkey D. Luffy, Roanoa Zoro, Nami, like all these names, and I can see these names here: Captain Marvelous, Joe Gibson, Luca Milfeed. It's very like it can sound like One Piece characters.
I did not know that till now.
I didn't know that either. Yeah.
So I think that at the time they think, okay, we haven't done pirates before, so let's try and make our own characters, and that's where I think it's where it stemmed from. That's what I think. I don't know if it is true, but that's what I think.
I mean, I definitely believe it.
Yeah. Captain Marvelous. Okay, what do you think about him?
I did like his approach of things, really, where like he's very, very like strong-headed in a way, and like very,
very, very popular Red Ranger amongst the Sentais.
Like he basically didn't give a shit. And, like,
yeah.
And like he's still gonna kick your ass, basically.
Yeah.
He's that kind of character that I enjoy, and I don't even really know why. I just do. And I know it also comes down to, I mean, he is a very fan favorite character, and that I think does have influence on it, since everyone is always freaking out whenever he returns for things or something like that. Yeah. Which, granted, I totally understand that. I like when he showed up for things too, like when he came back for Psycho Battle.
Psycho Battle.
So, or last year actually.
Yeah.
But I just think he's a very fun character. He's that kind of Toku character that is like the perfect character that the fandom enjoys or hates because people enjoy it. That's pretty much how it goes. So
he's he's a badass, but not gritty, dark badass. Like
Yeah,
he has set of morals and about him, and he does cater to the actual Sentai trope in terms of like it's still lighthearted as a character. He doesn't have to be um like rude and brash or anything like that. He's just like yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I like that.
he's not like a dark character.
No, we don't necessarily want a dark character in the Sentai series.
Yeah.
So but he still shows off some attitude, which I really appreciate. Because we get a lot of like Sentai Reds. They're very, some of them are happy-go-lucky. A lot of them are hot crackheads. Then you have some like too goody-goody, like in a sense, like yeah, okay, fine, but like Captain Marvel is quite different. When I first got into Sentai, which is really, really, he's a really cool character. I really appreciate it. But what do you think? Like throughout the series, he ended up softening up a little bit. He did start caring about his teammates later down the track if they go into in a bind. Even though he doesn't want to show it, he's more of like a tsundere character. Like he may come off as snobby, but later on, he actually does have a soft side. He's just doesn't want to show it off. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I do actually like Captain Marvelous. But anything you guys want to say about him before we move on to the next?
There is that one episode where the last fight between him and Bosco, and I always wondered. He always did that trick where like he stabbed himself in the foot, and I was like, "How's he still living from that?" Or he got shot like multiple times, he's still alive. And it's like, yeah, that
was
guy,
definitely an interesting moment. I think it's a cool moment, but it's definitely
it's insane.
You're right, yeah.
It's cool.
Okay, so let's move on to Gokai Blue. Joe Gibson. What do you guys think about him?
Very soft-spoken, like just does what Marvelous asked him to. Very loyal to him because like he basically saved him.
He's a perfectly fine character. I don't even really know why, but I've never really been that much of a fan of that kind of blue. Okay. In Sentais. He's probably my least favorite of the Gokaigers. Not that I don't like his character.
Okay.
Because I like all of the Gokaigers, but if I had to like rank them, I don't know. He just never really did all that much for me in the series.
Because like all he had was the arc with Sid.
Right. Yeah. His whole story with him.
His whole like trying to bring him back.
Right. Exactly.
Which is really good because like.
Oh yeah, that's a really good story. I like really that. I like that plot a lot. So he definitely had interesting things to do. I liked his episode with the multiple sabers and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of also why because he's kind of a similar blue in a way to Kirame Blue that we have now. And kind of.
Yeah, in a way.
The only difference I can see with Kirame Blue is that he's
more jokative in a way.
He's more like a comedic relief, but he wasn't intended to be.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just that kind of blue, the more like serious kind of blue, I guess. It's just never really been that kind of blue that I've really enjoyed. Like I said, I don't even really know why. I've just never really clicked with that kind of character in Sentai, but I do think he is a good character though. But
he's also like a stern, stoic character, but he shows a lot of respect to Captain Marvelous.
Yeah,
he doesn't show that he's like looking for attention from Captain Marvelous. They know they can see they can nod their heads and they know what they're like.
Yeah, he's not really questioning his like leadership. Or anything like that,
yeah. Whereas like in comparison, like if you look at Chicken Blue from Shinkenja, he's more like seeking approval from his lord. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
but he's also serious, but he's more of like a
Joking kind of.
he's more like a
Oh,
teacher's
yeah.
pet type of.
Yeah, he's like an over the top.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like over the top loyal too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like Gokai Blue in a sense of like he stands back and see what's going on, and then he actually jumps in when he actually is required, and who's his rival is
Yeah, Bard's
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Sid.
So the storyline, the side storyline between them both, and it was end up he was his mate, his close friend ended up being Barazorg, right?
Yeah, because they were both members of Zaniac before
Yeah,
the series.
and then
and he deflected.
it was quite a tragic story in a sense.
for sure.
Like, you had
Yeah, it was.
he had to defeat his friend in a sense.
Yeah, you had to leave him behind to become a cyborg.
Yeah, and I mean, in a sense that he had to basically put him out of his misery, because he is suffering.
Yeah.
But also, like, his conscience is not actually there. So, yeah, it was quite a sad story in a sense. But yeah, he's a great character. I do agree with you, Josh, that I don't notice more than that. Like, I only know his side story, and like he's a stern, stoic character who has good swordsman skills.
Yeah.
He's kind of a toku foil of Zoro from One Piece. Like, Zoro is a swordsman, and he's also a serious character, and he also respects his captain.
They love doing that with blues.
Yeah, they do.
They're either like loyal to the Reds, or they're like a rival to the Red.
Yeah.
And they also always like having them be like master swordsmen for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So, yeah, Joe was pretty cool. I like him. Anything you guys want to say about him? Any other comments?
It's cool. He can hold 5 swords at the same time, I guess.
Yeah, it's great.
However that works.
I guess.
I want to know where that one like 3 melted together sword. How did that even happen?
I don't.
Yeah.
When you actually attack somebody with that type of sword, I don't know, the aerodynamics when you swing it, I don't know, it just feels a bit wonky. Like, I feel like you just go out of direction when you actually.
Yeah, it's definitely odd.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Luca Milfi. What do you guys think about her?
Sassy one.
Yeah.
Just thinks no one's shit.
Calls everyone an idiot.
Yeah. She was fun. She had a really good personality. Of her
she's cool. I like her a lot.
Very tomboyish character, which a lot of yellows is very reoccurrent in a lot of the yellow ranges anyway.
Yeah, especially the female ones.
Yeah, but what I see in her is that she's really focused on the treasure, right?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, she's more about the actually collecting the treasure. She's more of the treasure hunter. She's actually more of the one who doesn't really care about others. I feel like that's why I'm getting when she comes across, and I feel like she could borderline actually become, wanting the treasure for herself, but she just end up doing it.
Yeah.
What else? She's a poor girl.
Yeah,
I remember.
From her sister.
So that's why she has that high regard for money.
Yeah.
In a sense. So, and I think actually that resonates with a lot of people who are on the poorer side. She actually represents a lot of people out there watching Gokaiger, like, oh yeah. It kind of reminds me, I actually do value money in terms of like me to,
And it definitely helps you like see where her character comes from in terms of like, why she's like that.
She's not rude like just to be rude for the sake of being rude. Like, she has her reasons. What are her skills? I'm trying to think what her skills.
She had that one episode with the cards. She's pretty good at gambling.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode.
Which one is it?
The gambling episode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun one. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. She's fighting style. She was also more of a swordsman, very flexible type of character. Like
Yeah, she was one of the ones that always used the double swords.
She had,
yeah.
like, the thingies, like
Yeah,
She
the like
loves
rope.
using
rope.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
I guess.
what else would she do? Trying to think. It's been a while since I watched Gokaiger. Trying to think.
Yeah, I think she's just a fun character. She's always one that I enjoyed. Her focused episodes, and when she came back for numerous things, like it was cool to see her come back alongside Marvelous for Psycho Battle and things like that. And when she had the little cameo in the Q Ranger movie. With,
yeah.
I always liked that way how she was in a pink and a yellow. But yeah, no, she's definitely a fun character. Definitely one of my favorites of the Gokaigers. Probably my second favorite behind Marvelous for sure.
Greedy girl, but she's fun, tomboyish, and she would be a great friend. But like, I feel like she would be out to get your lunch money. But she's a very relatable character. I think.
Yeah.
She's really really well written, and I think a lot of fans actually probably classify her as one of their favorite Yellow Rangers. To be honest. Okay. Well, let's move on to Gokai Green. Dawn. Okay. What do you think about Dawn? He's basically our is he our comic relief, would you say?
I would say he's definitely I would say so. I mean, I know Guy can definitely fall into that category.
Yeah, also Guy as well.
But I mean, since Dawn was kind of there since the beginning, he was kind of I kind of see him as like the one they intended to be the main comic relief.
Yeah.
But no, he's just having fun. He's just here.
What's the origins of Dawn again?
I know there's like the whole side story with like the
hero.
Yeah, the legendary warrior hero thing.
He made it all up or something.
Yeah, I mean he was a mechanic, right?
Yeah, he was a mechanic.
Yeah, I think I know there's like more of his backstory than that. I think, but it has also been a while since I've seen the series.
Then like there's some like moments where like he didn't have any courage.
Yeah, that happened.
With the Ranger tribute,
like when he had to save Marvelous and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean he's definitely a fun character. He's one of the ones that you can really, which I mean it's more to the credit of the suit actor than it is his actor, but he's one where his mannerisms and he really you can tell that that's the character in the suit based on
he just gets some random things
he's just
like,
going all over the place.
His fighting style was very comedic as well.
Absolutely.
And he also sometimes he stumbles upon his fights, which is pretty funny. I do get a little bit. He usually focuses mainly on the actual guns itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see him more of a close range type of fighter anyway. Okay. So what I liked about him is the fact that they have the doctor of the ship, and then he actually made the cannon itself, right? What's the name of the cannon?
The Galleon Buster.
Yeah, the
Galleon Buster, which is pretty cool. Usually a lot of Green Rangers are actually are like the techie type of weaker kind of per se member of the team.
Fall into comic relief every once in a while.
Yes, they do. Which is I personally I like him as one of my top characters in the show, but what else I could say for him? Yeah, a lot of he's a cook. He's the cook as well, right? He's the chef. Who's the chef of Green?
Yeah, he basically does everything.
Yeah.
He's also
He
the
basically
chef.
does everything.
They keep him around to run the ship, basically.
Yeah, basically, he's basically their maid, basically.
Yeah, I always loved it. I don't know why I thought of it now, but I always loved the running gag with his bounty being lower than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That was always pretty good.
Yet he's the one who makes all the he makes one of the most powerful weapons for the team, and yet he has a small bounty. Like, okay, sure.
Zinyak are like, yeah, we don't really. That guy's. Not
Yeah,
that
that's why I liked about him. He was like the least expected, like, character that, like, everyone else in the show would think, oh, he's kind of useless in a way, but he's not.
Right, yeah. He always,
his own
but
way.
he had his moments to shine, and that was always really cool.
So anything else you want to say about him? That's pretty much it, eh?
I think that sums him up pretty well.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty well.
All right, let's go on to Gokai Pink. Ahim de Famille. Or Famille, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
don't know.
It's
Probably the most normal person on the team, I would say.
The princess of the group.
Yeah,
yeah.
of the group.
So
She has a really good backstory as well. I mean, they all do, but hers was
from
good.
the princess of the planet Famille.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tragic story for her because her planet got destroyed, and I think her parents got killed as well by the Zangiak. So it was, in a sense, it was kind of like that story was kind of like what's going on with Kira Major with Babushina.
Yeah.
So it's a tragic. I like a tragic story like that where, she's a vulnerable princess, basically,
Right.
and she wants to become strong and actually avenge her planet and her family.
And it gives her a really good, backstory. Her backstory gives her a lot of good motivation for what she's fighting for and why she's, where she fits on being part of the team.
Yeah, and she was the last member to be added to the team because at first they didn't really want her on the team because what are we gonna do with the princess? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't see any use to her, but she begged to be part of the Gokaigers and actually vow revenge against the Zangiak, which is pretty cool. And I mean, the way she fights, what Kirame Pink, how she fights, kind of reminds me of Gokai Pink a lot.
Yeah, it's very
the fighting style, very elegant, very regal. She gives the most normal, would you say she gives off a very motherly, sisterly kind of approach to things.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah. She's not all about the treasure at all. I don't think she was into it. I think she was more out for revenge, basically.
Because she basically had everything with her royal family.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. She was more like she needed somewhere to belong at the time as well, because she had no one, basically.
Right, yeah. So this is they're her new family, so she also felt like she had, revenge for the planet, but also protect her new family.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen to her again.
Yeah. But she's a pretty cool character. I wouldn't say she's my favorite, but she's a fun princessy character, and I see why a lot of people do like her. Is there anything else you want to say about her? Or that's it?
She cute.
She cute. She cute.
That sums it up.
Okay, well, let's move on to our sixth ranger. Guy Ikari.
Basically Josh.
Basically
Josh.
Pretty much.
Josh. Having all the Sentai knowledge, a fanboy.
There he is.
He gets so excited every time he sees some sort of Sentai appearing in terms of whatever it is, the suits. There we go. So he's the only Earthling part of the team, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he he has all his knowledge since he was a big fan since he was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then how he got his powers is what is he
He got
did
a
is
car
like
accident.
apparently
Yeah.
yeah.
Try to save someone.
He basically
Yeah, he
died.
saved someone, and then he
He
earned the
died.
powers of being a Sixth Ranger, and
Right.
because he was in contact with the spirits of Dragon Ranger, Time Ranger, and Outbreak Killer. Is that
Yeah,
how it
time
is?
fire.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
previous,
Time Fire.
the previous 6 Rangers who had
Yeah,
died.
Like
in the
he
series.
died. Basically.
So that basically granted him like the dinosaur themed mecha
Yeah.
Gojujin, right? Gojujin, yeah. Which is pretty cool. Like that's cool that he earned his powers through the dead spirits of deceased rangers, which
Yeah.
it's a unique kind of concept. I haven't seen
Yeah.
that
I also
before.
really liked how those 3 were connected in terms of
the
the dinosaur theme between the 3 of them, which was neat that they went all out with that.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, I just barely realized that till now. Oh my god. Oh, I just thought because they're dead. Oh shit. Oh,
Oh my.
it worked out in a lot of different ways.
after 9 years.
I want to see the boardroom meeting where they realized, wait a minute, all 3 of the 6 Rangers we've killed before also had dinosaur mecha. What were the odds?
Just another dinosaur mecha.
So after he got his powers, he was looking for the Gokaigers because he wanted to join them, and
Right.
that's pretty normal. I mean, like obviously, like you're a fanboy, of course, like you want to be part of the team. I mean, you have similar powers, so which is pretty cool. And then he ended up taking the mantle as being the comic relief because every time he sees a new like a transformation or anything like that, he just goes crazy. Did he fanboy over the guest characters as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No.
like all the time.
Yeah.
I always loved that aspect of it because it was like he was like the audience representation in the series, basically.
Oh yeah.
And it was just it was a neat idea to have a character like that because as far as I'm aware, Sentai hasn't had anything like that before him. So it was just really cool to see someone in the universe that like has known about these teams and their histories and everything. And if Bandai or Toei or whoever would ever sell his encyclopedias that he made, I would buy all of those because I love that idea.
Yeah.
I wish we got to see more, like a better look at them and just could see all the detail he put into them because those are really cool. But no, he was just a fun character. He definitely was over the top at points, but I don't know. I like his suit a lot. It's one of my favorite Sentai suits. It's in my top 5.
See, the reason is I don't see him as annoying as what some people make out to.
Yeah,
because
he's really not.
No, he is like us. Like he's like us, but
Yes.
like a personified version of our love for Tokusatsu
exactly.
or Sentai. In a
And
sense.
he
So
definitely has his moments of being like really energetic and flailing all around and everything, but they felt like right, especially for his character in the
that's
moment.
how I would feel if it was in real life. Like I would totally,
Sure.
I'm like, whoa,
Exactly. Yeah, it felt realistic for that type of character.
Yeah.
Like have that reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I really liked his development episodes. There were some of probably the best ones with like Ginga Man, him not knowing if he should be a Gokaiger or not.
Yeah. And then, like the one where he finally gets a bounty on his head too. From
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
He kind of got his knowledge a bit mixed up. I think it was the first time that the first time that he transformed. They transformed into Shinkenger, and after he transformed into King Ranger. Was that the case?
Yeah.
Yeah. He had the mix up and he got his knowledge mixed up because it was like the symbols in the face.
Well, yeah, because that was before he had access to the treasure chest of the keys.
Yeah.
So he just asked Marvelous for the one with the kanji on the helmet. And he gave him King Ranger instead of Shinken Gold. So
Yeah, there we go. That's the one.
that was always a great joke. I love that one a lot.
Oh, that was great.
That was good.
And he also had somewhat like he got in touch with Go on Wings, and then he managed to amalgamate two keys into one.
Yeah.
That was always a neat power that I don't really feel like they explained it all that well. As to, like, how he could do it, because he did it 3 different times.
Yeah.
And it was always cool every time that it happened.
Yeah.
But still don't really know how it happened, but it was cool nonetheless. Especially, it was just a neat way for them to work with teams that had more members like that or things like that.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a neat idea.
It was, and like they also catered to Christmas with Gokai Christmas.
Yeah.
What was the third one again?
The gold mode.
The gold mode.
Gold mode, and then there's like a special where you combine.
So he had some sort of fan.
We had the Gokai Red and Gokai Silver.
That's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So he had some sort of special power that he had him to be able to manifest these keys and fuse them all these powers, which is pretty unique in a sense. So yeah, that's the power of the fandom. Anything else you want to say about him? I think he's an enjoyable character. I don't think he deserves hate that I've.
I
completely agree.
I really liked his arc in the show a lot.
Yeah.
Probably more so than other Gokaiger in my opinion. Because like as I mentioned before, like with the Gingham Man, and like how he didn't chose to become a Gokaiger, and like he had the sort of like not like sort of unknowingness, sort of kind of mood of whether or not he is still a Gokaiger, even if his morphers lost, or even in certain cases where like
that episode where it was the Gingham Man tribute.
Yeah.
When Bull Black, that was his name. I remember saying Magnum Defender, but that's not right. Where Bull Black, was trying to take the cellular from him as like a test.
Yeah, that.
To see if he was really worthy of being Gokai Silver and stuff like that. That was a cool episode.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And then with like the ending where like in that scene where I always that scene kind of like with Marvelous saying, "Oh, what do you want to do, guy? Like you gotta decide what you want to do, not us." And like him wanting to just protect the Earth from the guy. Yeah, it was really good character motivation for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And also, this still bugs me. Why do you guys think he didn't see Guy from Jetman? Is it because he's a human?
Yeah, that was weird.
that still bugs me to this day.
I guess it was just kind of played off as a joke, but
yeah, because his name is Guy, I guess.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that was always kind of weird.
Yeah, true.
Maybe because it was like he was trying to see him, so that he couldn't see him or something. If that makes any sense. And, like the Gokaigers were kind of just like, oh, here's this guy, and then really were trying to like look for him or something. Maybe that was what it was, but. Yeah, that wasn't it. I forgot about that. That is an interesting idea or thing.
Okay, so let's talk about the allies. I think you really got one ally.
Pretty much, yeah.
Tori.
Who?
The bird, right?
You mean Navi?
Yeah, Navi.
Who's Tori? I'm like,
wait. Oh, did they call Tori?
This ain't Ninja Storm.
My brain.
I'm
looking forward to Navi returning for the 3,000th episode. Of
I forgot about that.
So
he's still the house in Georgia.
That's right. They left him behind.
Oh no.
Basically, just called Bird by Captain Marvelous.
Yeah, Bird.
I'm surprised it's a she. I didn't know it was a she until. So she's basically the navigator. It's a fun little ally character.
She's like
not
annoying or something like that.
Yeah, she was more like the partially narrating with a lot of things as well. Also a clue giver. basically like the bridge to the knowledge of finding the
treasure.
out,
Yeah.
yeah, with the treasure and all that stuff, which is pretty great. Never found it annoying. I miss characters like that. Knowledgeable yet as well as useful characters in Sentai.
Yeah,
Um,
she's one of like the like mysteries of Gokaiger with like, because I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, she's like one of the things that was left behind from Akared and everything.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I was kind of wondering where got all of this stuff, like
Yeah.
the Mobiles and the ship and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I would like to see. Something of, I'm assuming Akared just made the Gokaiger power set, but
yeah.
I've always kind of wondered where it all came from.
It would be good if we explored a bit more into that.
Absolutely.
Maybe-
You never know. They might explore into next year on the
Maybe.
10 years after.
I would love it.
10
I
years
would love it.
after.
That would be amazing.
That would be really cool, actually. But
Yeah, I
that's
want-
pretty much the Gokaigers. Okay, let's move on to the villains. Do you want to start out with the Zangiak first?
Sure.
Okay, let me just try to remember the names of the Zangiak because there's a bunch of them. Let's start off easy with Commandant Warzhill.
He was kind of like the spoiled rich brat
Yeah.
character Roland. Like honestly, I didn't really like the Gokaiger villains.
I
Only like Barizorg and Vasco.
I like and I mean Sentai does this a lot.
Yeah.
But I've always liked Sentai like villain groups that like you spend a majority of the series like a certain general or certain whatever, but it's not like the leader of that organization, and then they come in later. I always liked that, and just I've just liked their structure of like the hierarchy and the villain groups that Sentai's done.
Yeah.
And Gokaiger has that with with him and his father, and I mean, Wart Skills he's fine. He was a fine villain. Like Tommy said, he's definitely like the spoiled child of the Zangiak.
Spoiled child doesn't have particularly any fighting ability.
He just wants everyone do his work and stuff.
But it always felt like his character made sense because it always kind of seemed that like his father put him in charge of like the Earth invasion because he figured it'd be like an easy thing to do, and he always messes it up. So that kind of explains why his character was a little bit more, because his character kind of had his moments of just kind of being sporadic.
Yeah.
It made sense because you could tell he was kind of like worried about, what his father thought of him and things like that, and he wanted to like, just accomplish this and stuff like that and be regarded as like not a failure, basically.
Yeah, and I do really appreciate there's like a character who's on the weaker side, like he is like useless in a way. Like we don't usually see that very often.
I mean, the Gokaigers didn't even really fight him all that much, and when they did, he lost pretty badly.
Yeah,
he was run away.
The Mecha battle, right? Like he basically died on the Mecha battle.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, I mean, I can think of like one time where they met like, on the ground.
Yeah.
But I can't think of. I don't know if they ever really did that again. I think that was really the only time that it happened.
Yeah, he was basically a weakling, and just remind me because obviously I watched Power Rangers first, but he just reminded me of Divatox, basically. Like he.
Oh yeah, that's similar.
Just basically, they just don't have any capability of actually defeating the Rangers single-handedly.
Right.
Which is quite funny in a sense. But yeah, I think he died episode late 30s or something like that.
It was like almost. It was like right before the final stretch of like 10 episodes or so.
Yeah, but otherwise, he was an okay villain. I wasn't something like that significant to me, but it was alright. What about let's go on to the generals. What do you think about the generals? Let's quickly just go over Insar. What do you think about?
She just was the one that made the monsters grow. She didn't really do much else.
She didn't really do much.
Crush on Red Racer for some reason.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
that
thing
was-
that happened.
That was
That
dumb.
thing happened.
But I
Yeah.
mean, the Gokaiger villains are ones I really like all of their designs a lot. I think they look really cool.
Yeah.
But the generals on the ship really didn't do much of anything.
No.
She was very similar to what's her name from Jojer.
Ooh.
They
yeah.
had like the same role basically.
That's basically the same character.
Yeah.
Like if you switch them, like you
Yeah,
wouldn't even.
Nothing would change, I would think.
Maybe that's Jiroji's purpose to actually touch base with the previous 5 years anniversary.
I mean that could have been an intentional thing, but it's just
Oh,
weird
Daria.
how
It was
yeah that's
Daria.
it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's just funny how like they are almost the exact same character.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, she just Instar didn't really do much in this
I
series.
didn't really remember much about her other than
We pretty much just see her on the ship firing that like growth laser, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a technology, like basically the technology-based henchman. Other than
Yeah.
that. I mean, her relationship with Jellisto.
Yeah. I mean, that was
Oh, yeah.
That too.
He's still alive out there somehow.
Apparently, they
Yeah, he shows up
high
occasionally.
school and stuff.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting in a sense. Okay, what about let's go on to Damara.
He just
The
was
brown
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember that much.
He like basically like with the Gokaiger villains, you had like Barzorg was like, connected to Blue. It had that relationship.
Mhm.
But then Ensarn and Damaris were just kind of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were just basically like the second in command, basically.
Right.
Badass.
And they didn't really do much until the show was like, oh yeah, we're about to
Yeah.
end. We should probably have the Gokaigers fight these guys.
Yeah.
they didn't really do
Oh,
much
yeah, they
until
still exist.
Right, exactly. They didn't really do much until they had to. So, yeah, I mean, it's a shame that those characters didn't get to do more.
No, I wish
But-
actually they were more active on the battlefield, but otherwise.
I mean, Super Megaforce didn't even know what to do with Damaris. They just called him the same thing.
He did?
Yeah, he's Damaris in both shows.
Oh no!
Gosh.
Oh no!
They're
What
like,
about-
yeah, we don't have anything new for this character. We're just gonna not change him at all. So
Okay, what about Barizorg then? We touched base with this already with Joe, but like,
Yeah, probably the best out of the.
yeah,
I
would
think
say
he was.
best of those. But that's
He's
honestly
a
just
tragic villain,
the
basically.
connections.
Yeah, because
He wasn't a villain on purpose. It was basically,
Right, yeah.
basically brainwashed.
I feel like you honestly could have not really combined, but I feel like Damaris and Barizor pretty much served the same purpose. Like in terms of being like that strong general that was there, kind of. I feel like you didn't really need to have both of them. I feel like you probably could have just had Barizorg.
I think you could have deleted Damaras and we wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
You should have
I don't think
Barizorg.
we would, yeah. He was just
You could have had Insarn as basically the brains and Barizorg the brutes. The brawl.
Yeah.
So that could have worked they could have worked in tandem in a sense, and they actually go in the battlefield and actually do some stuff.
Right.
Okay, well that's pretty much basically it for the generals. Okay, for the space emperor. What about the dad, Akdos Gil?
He's one of my favorite final villain designs.
Mhm.
Personally, I really like his design. I mean, he never really did much because he was only like in the last like.
No, it was
arc.
the last
Yeah, the
leg,
last
basically.
arc.
Like, oh yeah, my son's a failure and all that stuff. And,
Like I gotta do it myself or something.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, oh fine, I'm gonna do it myself. And I do like kind of like that. I was like, okay, fine, you can't do it, then I'll do it.
Yeah, I like that kind of approach of have to go all the way up to the top kind of thing.
Yeah.
So because he was also kind of that character that like you'd see him on the ship sometimes. He'd be like, I really shouldn't be the one involved with this, but I have to be.
Yeah.
Because everyone else has failed, kind of thing. And so, but no, I really like him a lot. I think he's a cool villain. And even though he never really did much, his generals did even less. I don't remember what their names are. I remember what they look like. There's like the
Yeah.
yellow one and the red one, but they didn't really do much.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I mean, even one of them disappeared from Super Mega Force. We didn't even use the footage. So
Oh snap!
yeah, there's one that like shows up when we use the footage of the dad showing up in the Gokaiger footage of that. But we didn't use the episode of that general's defeat, so that general just kind of disappeared from the show. We never did anything about it.
Sorry, my dogs are barking.
Oh. You're good. Oh, that's right. No, Ultra. Yeah, the yellow one
Okay,
was-
so let's move on to the other.
yellow
Oh,
one was part of. I'm sorry.
I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, he was involved with the planet and things. I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
Making Ultra.
Yeah, because I think that kind of tied into why we didn't use much of him in Super Mega Force, because we didn't do that whole story with the planet and everything like that. So that would make sense.
Yeah, this is a weird Super Mega Force. I don't know why that
Super Mega
happened.
Force did
That's the whole
really weird things. Right.
I need you here for that one.
Yeah, they went nuts.
okay, how about Basco Tahalokia?
He's probably my favorite villain. in the
Yeah,
series.
he's the best villain in the series.
Yeah, for
His
sure.
rivalry with Marvelous.
I honestly feel like he could have just been the main villain, and it would have worked.
Mhm.
Because he had his own little monsters that he could summon that he used a couple of times.
Yeah, and you got the Six Ranger.
Yeah, and the
keys,
Stick Ranger keys and
extra
everything. Still disappointed they didn't sell the trumpet anywhere that could take the keys. I can't believe they didn't do that.
You
But
never know, Premium Bandai next year.
that's true. They could do it and sell his gold Mobiras too.
Yep.
That doesn't have a key slot, but
I love a traitor type of villain.
oh, absolutely,
I
yeah.
reckon him and Captain Marvelous together, they weren't a good or evil team. They were just basically a couple of pirates.
Yeah.
But they actually decided to go their separate ways because, one was just basically a traitor to the other. And I really like how he really cares about himself. He's very sociopathic. He doesn't care. He can use anybody. Right?
Yeah, he left Sally to die.
Exactly.
So,
Oh
And
man, Sally.
you don't see that. That's very dark.
yeah,
Like,
once
when you think
anyone that
about
he
it-
had, once they had served their purpose to him, he just threw them away.
yeah, that's very close to home to a lot of people when you see this. Like, you can relate. Like, there are people out there that can just use you and just like throw you to the side.
Right.
It's reality, and it's quite chilling that how he acts. And kudos to the actor. He acted really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a great villain. I do like the Ranger clones aspect.
Hmm.
That
was always fun.
It was fun, and yeah, as you said, Josh. Yeah, I'm quite disappointed they haven't made it to way for his trumpet.
At least he got a figure. He got something.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
and,
it is.
but you know what's sad though? That suit was never used in Megaforce. Hence, no
my
collection.
I know it's very disappointing that we cut that out completely.
Yeah,
I honestly, I don't know where we could have fit it with the time that we had.
True.
And out of the episodes that they had to cut, Basco is in I don't know, I would say maybe 15 to 20-ish episodes of Gokaiger, maybe.
I felt like Super Mega Force didn't even adapt a lot of episodes Gokaiger.
Oh yeah, they
It's
skipped
super-
tons. They skipped tons. That's what happens when you're squeezing a whole Sentai into one season of 20 instead of 2 seasons of 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
This is
yeah,
if they had the funds and they had the creative the creative, like, they can exercise the creativeness. They could have made Basco the main villain, and actually, this Zangak kind of thing could have been omitted in a way. But
I think you could definitely have done it that way. In terms of things that they cut, Bosco really fits more with Goku. Like, he needs Marvelous, like the character, to have.
I mean, it would be weird if a Basco character become like a hit a history with Troy. That would be kind of
right. Yeah, like where would that have come from?
Yeah, it's just like
so
unless he's like a former high schooler, because like how Troy's a new high schooler to the
right.
school.
Yeah, it could have been.
It could have been from a previous high school villain. I mean,
could have been something like
rival
that.
or something like that. Could have been that.
That could have worked.
Yeah, it could have worked in a way.
But in terms of things that I don't think we really lost too much by cutting that, because I think that was a lot more of needing the Gokaigers to work for that whole thing, for that whole character to be a thing.
Yeah.
But or like now Ultra said they could use the suit for a form of rock or something like that. That could have been interesting.
Yeah, true. Like they could have done that. Yeah, in a way. But yeah. What can we do? I'm just sad that we just won't get a lightning collection for this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unless they use it later down the track. You never know.
Maybe we use it for something.
Yeah, they could use it for something else, like for another anniversary season.
We could maybe in the comics or something they could do it.
Yes, there's a
possibility.
possibility.
I think there might technically be footage of the Beast Morphers fighting him from the Gokaiger versus movie.
Oh yeah, from like the Gokaiger versus Gavin and like Gokaiger versus Go Busters.
I feel like there's footage of that. Oh no, there's Go Buster's first appearance from the Gavin movie. I forgot about that.
Gavin.
Yeah, that would they fought him in the monster suit there. They could totally use it in Beast Morphers, honestly. I doubt that they will, but they could. So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if we're going to talk about Bosco, then we have to talk about Sally a little bit, right? Yeah, tragic end for Sally. Even though very loyal partner to Bosco, she uses a pair of symbols to fend off to actually attack her. She has really good defense. That's a type of fighting ability.
Yeah.
What else that we could say?
She wasn't even really evil, so it was.
No, she wasn't. It was more like no matter what Basco does, she'll follow. Basically, it's just more like what do you say? A loyal? It's a bit mean to her, but it's like a pet. I wouldn't say it's a pet. More like, I wouldn't say it's subordinate either. It's just like. She sees him as like a family kind of thing. Like, it's just kind of it just gives me the shits knowing that he just left her to die, which is But then again, like it adds.
That's where you have to have your. That's where you have to have like your. At that point, there's no way you can redeem him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You gotta have this. That's like. I mean, he already was definitely a villain. That was like his over the edge moment, I guess, kind of thing.
I'm glad that Bosco did. I mean, kind of like it's good that he did this to make him not a redeemable character. Where like like he doesn't give him any chance to redeem himself. Like usually with Sentai and stuff, we always have the villain or even Ryder. The villain always had to
especially Ryder. They do it. They've done it a lot recently.
They've been doing it a lot since what? Since Drive?
Yeah, I would say since Drive.
Since Drive, and then every other rider after that, or tertiary rider, become from good to evil. Good evil to good.
Sometimes even the main villains do.
Yeah, even that too. But yeah, it was sad. It was a fun side character as well, Tabasco, but yeah, it was pretty much it. Okay, so that's pretty much most of the characters. Is there any other characters that we need to look upon that was significant?
That's basically it.
Basically it, right?
Besides all of the Sentai cameos, but those are really. That's pretty much just carryovers from their own shows, so that those don't really count. To Gokaiger,
which I really loved. Like it was great seeing characters like you watch and seeing.
I mean, the tributary is cool in terms of where, how they continued certain series. like having guy, like you mentioned earlier, a guy from Jetman, carrying over after his, well, spoilers for Jetman, after his death in the finale. And things like that, or like the Bokengers continued after the when they reopened the seal or whatever they had, whatever Moltor's name. Yeah, that's it. Things like that. Yeah, Time Rangers, of course. I mean, they just did a really good job with those, to like have the characters continue their stories from their shows, and it was always really neat.
So, which ones are your favorites? Like, who's
your favorite character?
Like the returning actors, or
or like tribute episodes.
That's tricky. There's a lot. I know this is kind of not really a tribute episode, but I always did like the ending scene when you have like a montage of returning actors when they got their keys back. That was always cool.
Oh yeah, the final episode.
Yeah, when they got they're like, okay, this is our last chance. How many?
Yeah, just have random people.
The last minute. I like that too.
And they did it on Twitter too. That was pretty cool. Even if you weren't there.
Yeah, that was always neat. But as for like favorite tributes and stuff, I loved the one of my favorites was always the Time Ranger tribute. Not necessarily because of how it connects to Time Ranger, but just how they actually bothered to make the Gokaiger cameo make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like I love the attention to that, because before that it didn't make any sense why they would have the keys or really exist back then. And so it was really cool that they decided to go through with like explaining it, and like how they even explained like why Guy wasn't with them and things like that, and like why we didn't see him in the cameo. And I loved that a lot, because the team up movies and everything in Toku a lot of the times can be written off as non-canon, or even if they try to be canon, they don't make much sense, or anything. So I always appreciate the rare occasion when they actually try to make everything cohesive. So that was always one of my favorites. I remember watching that, and I was just really, really blown away by them actually bothering to acknowledge it. So I'll probably have to say that was probably my favorite of the tributes, even though it was a Time Ranger tribute, and they only really used Time Ranger in terms of the time travel aspect. But it felt fitting for, like, if there was any one that was going to do it, it would be Time Rangers.
Yeah, and then also like one of the allies for Time Ranger was there.
Right, yeah, Time Yellow was there for that episode.
It's pretty sad.
But yeah, that was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, one good thing about Gokaiger that I did well was, like, as you mentioned, Josh, like making it connected so well in a way. Then like it made it seem like in this universe, like Gokaiger, is like everyone was a part of it. Yeah. And like all the shows were
it felt like everything that had happened up to that point in all the shows, in all the movies that came out that year, like it had a place, and it made it always feel like, like I love that. That was always really, really cool.
Because like you wouldn't really expect like certain shows or the movies be part of that continuity.
Right, exactly.
Like, they take place in different time zones.
Right, right.
It gets complicated, but somehow the show made it really connected.
Yeah, I think they definitely did it the best that they could. And then in the last decade, they've gone insane. It doesn't make much sense at all anymore. I don't know if they'll ever go back and try to fix it up. But at this point, I feel like it's just too difficult to. But yeah, no, they did a really good job that year, just trying to make everything make sense. And even like how they did with, like, in the Gavon crossover, where they tied Gavon into Marvelous's backstory.
Oh yeah,
things like that. It was like, things that they didn't have to do, but it was neat how they really tried to make it make sense. And yeah, it was all really, really well done in my opinion.
Cool. All right, let's talk about just quickly touch base on the music. Theme song.
I like the theme song. It's pretty good.
Yeah. It has it's my favorite Sentai ending theme, the Hero Getter.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
It's very catchy.
And then
The
it makes
remix
sense.
version later down for
Yeah,
Duoger, which
I
is
love
cool.
that they actually bothered to do that, make an updated one. I hope they do it again next year.
They better.
Hopefully.
They should.
Yeah, they really
mean,
should.
It'd be really weird if they don't.
It
Then
would
after
be.
that, like, you know, after X amount of five-year anniversaries, we could have a 15-minute song. You know
I
what
know,
I
I
mean?
can't wait.
Come on. Song.
Either it's going to be they have to say like 5 teams every 10 seconds, or they have to do like really long songs.
Yes.
But I know I love the Hero Getter a lot. That's always been one of my favorites. It also is kind of it also has like a nostalgic spot for me in terms of just the song, because that was one of like the first like Sentai like songs I had heard back when I was like kind of learning about what Sentai was, and so it was kind of like teaching me what all the teams were.
Yeah.
And
It was a good.
and like the music video that had them all the teams, and so it always was kind of my first exposure to some of those teams, especially the ones that weren't Power Ranger seasons. And so I have a lot of fond memories of that song, and I like the updated one too, and like you guys mentioned, I really hope that they update it next year. They better. So
yeah. The opening just gives me a nice Voyager type of hype before watching the show, which is pretty cool. I love the ending theme song, which is you do have a little bit of sense of each Sentai, as Josh said earlier.
They do a really good job of. I mean, it's brief, but it
just sums up what the show is about.
Right? Yeah, it's
cool.
really well.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the suits as well as the mecha suits. Okay, let's talk about the suits in general.
One thing I want to mention for music is like I wish like the Gokaigers had their own character song, except for like I know that Luca and I'm did a song together, but none of the others did.
Yeah,
so I was kind of.
Also one more thing in terms of the music, I love it when they bring back the older Sentai music when the other Sentai has been. I mean, they did that before with what do you call it? They did it with Once a Ranger for Power Rangers, but they never did that with. They never end up doing it for Super Mega Force, which is very unfortunate. Wasted opportunity. Well, obviously with the right.
Sum up the whole season, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, like, I'm pretty sure it's the rights issues or whatever, but still.
I'm sure it was still something.
Yeah, but like with Gokaiger, they just hit every note in terms of with the music, including the specific Sentai.
I mean, it has a very iconic. Its main like background song that it would always play is a very iconic Toku song. I think, and every time you see the Gokaigers, you like hear that song. I think it's just like it's epic like that. It's you're gonna see some cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for music. Okay, let's move on to the suits. Let's talk about the Gokaiger suits. What do you think about the Gokaiger suits? Do you like it? You not like it? Or what do you think? Too generic? Or too much detail? What do you think?
They're fine.
I like them a lot. I don't know. I'm looking at here. I have a Daiso card of Red Gold mode.
Ooh, nice.
I always thought that was a cool looking form.
Yeah,
Gold mode, just in general, is one of my favorite power-ups. It's just such it's such an interesting idea for a suit, and it is a little busy.
It's a lot of faces.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy, but I definitely do like it a lot.
That suit needs to be updated now, because now he has to add more faces.
I just want to see them have to put like helmets on his back or something like that to like
on his back or his joints, like his elbows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
His knees.
Or give him more leg.
You might as well just pull off a Grand Geo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's that power up should be updated, because if you're gonna bring them back next year to do 10 years after, or if they're gonna be embedded into the 2021 Sentai, there have to be some sort of new power up that can cater for the gold mode.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
But yeah, I like the suits. You can recognize definitely the pirate hat in the helmet, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Um,
Or like the
the
bandana that's on Silver's.
yes,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Like the actual suit itself is like a pirate's kind of blazer, like
Yeah, yeah.
with the collar and stuff, which is pretty cool. Um, I really hope they have Lightning Collection figures very soon.
Yes,
I know
yes.
I know it's too soon to touch into Nia Saban's seasons, but I think I kind of still want one.
Oh, I would definitely love it. I mean, I feel like because you would have opportunities to get the Megaforce characters with either their Megaforce suits or their Super Megaforce suits. I feel like the Super Megaforce suits might have a better chance since I think they are the more popular ones.
Yeah.
And
And I would think they would start off with yellow, right?
probably I could definitely see yellow being the first one that they would do.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, just based on the video game is like they started off with
right, yeah, right.
the Super Mega Force Yellow. So
Yeah, I would definitely not be surprised if she was the first one that they did for that team.
Yeah, I like Silver Suit, like the two different modes. They also acknowledge the gold mode, which is like very common in 6 ranges.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about the robots. What do you think about the mecha line into Gokaiger?
This is a weird one.
Yeah, it is weird. Both it's not only its combinations were weird, but it's like its whole thing with like what they chose for each vehicle and everything.
Yeah.
I like the combinations of Gokaiger. Not as much when we start just having pieces that lie around.
Yeah.
Especially when they did it with Macalcon and
Content Gokaiger.
Yeah,
it's definitely I like the design of it. It barely used anything from.
It's very disjointed in a way. I know it's a tribute Sentai, but like I know they were trying to retrospectively go back to the previous forms, like with the Magi Dragon and the Pat Striker. I was about to say Pat Kaiser. Damn it. The Pat Striker and
Gal Lion.
Gal Lion along with the Shinken.
I always thought that was a neat idea.
Yeah,
it was unique. Like they had two different modes. And then Macalcon. Was there any more?
And then Furamari.
Oh yeah, Furamari. That's right. Very so it's very not consistent in a way. It is consistent to what the anniversary aspect, but in terms of the pirate theme, no, it was not consistent.
No, yeah, it definitely never. I mean, everything beyond the actual Gokai Galleon didn't fit the pirate theme at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it felt like the mecha made sense for a pirate or for a anniversary season.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it definitely fit that. I mean, they were literally just the old mecha just done again. So it made sense. And I especially like things that
would you say it's very similar to what Ninja did?
It is similar to Ninjas, yeah, which is kind of being all out there. Yeah, I definitely could see that.
But then again, we like a lot of people like the Gokaiger mecha line rather than the Ninja's mecha line, which is
yeah. I mean, it's it's fun. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's whatever. I do like the designs of that, but I don't know. One of my things that I always liked about Macalcon in particular is how they included the engine souls with him still.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's his own separate character.
Yeah.
Between Shidor and BRV.
I felt like.
Yeah. They
That's
definitely.
why I appreciate Super Megaforce for doing.
Yeah.
With the Zito.
I like that. I just like that they connected that with like Macalcon being Engine 13, carrying off of where Go-Under left off and things like that. But then, like Tommy said, it would have been cool to see like other seasons get. I mean, I know Libya had numerous different attacks first seasons. You know, their greater powers were like attacks that Gokaiger and stuff could do.
Yeah.
Which was always neat to see. You know, we had like where the headers from Gokaiger would fly out of Gokaiger, things like that, or the spirit animals from Dickie Ranger and stuff like that. But so I think they did a cool job with it. I think that they could have had more if it just fit within the what toy Bandai wanted to do with the toys.
Yeah.
They could have done more. Would have been nice to see like Gojujin maybe have some anniversary mecha to connect to it or something. I mean, I know based off of 3 different seasons. Like that's kind of what he is.
I really liked Gojujin. I really liked
Gojujin's really cool.
The design and the actual 3 modes of it. Really appreciate what they did over there. Okay, let's talk about the toy line. That's the most. That is the best part of the.
All right, Josh, lead the way.
Okay, so the toy line for Gokaiger was Ranger Keys.
Yes, it was.
Obviously, we have an expert in Ranger Keys in here. Josh, please enlighten us. Why do you love Ranger Keys?
So Ranger Keys, I think, I mean, there's numerous different reasons why. Not only do I think that they're cool just from like a uniqueness standpoint, in terms of like what they were as a gimmick. First of all, I mean, this is just these 2 points are just personal reasons why I enjoy them. But the Shinken Blue Ranger Key, the one that came with a magazine, one of the televisions, was my first exposure to Sentai.
Oh, really?
Because it was when I was searching for Power Rangers toys on eBay back when Gokaiger. It was like right after it was over. It was when Samurai was on, and I was searching for like old stuff on eBay, and I found like a listing for the Shinken Blue Ranger Key, and I was like, "What's a Shinken Blue?" And that's what led to me figuring out what Sentai was. Wow. So I have a lot of nostalgic reasoning for keys from that, just kind of showing me what Sentai was. But I've always loved the number of Rangers that Sentai and everything has had, and we always get a bunch of extra, or not always, but we often get extra Rangers and everything that really don't get a lot of merchandise at all, which is pretty disappointing. And I'm a completionist and just need to have every Ranger in my collection somehow. A team won't feel complete to me unless we have everyone, even if they showed up for like 5 seconds or something.
Yes.
And so Ranger Keys is, and it still is, the most comprehensive toy line of figures or really anything.
Oh yeah,
I would agree.
No doubt.
Because the way they were released was just so ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I mean the release way was nuts, absolutely insane. I mean, not only is it insane that Bandai actually went through with making all of them from the show, but then they just went above and beyond, and I think that's what I love about them so much, is the fact that we got them for so many years, and that they continued to be so comprehensive through like Kyoryuger, and Tokyuger went way overboard.
Oh I remember that.
I finally have that set, and it's too much. I have it, and I don't even know what to do with it. It's just like there's so many keys in there.
Yeah.
But and then that's why I am always advocating for them to come back, because now that we skip Sentais and everything too with Power Rangers, it's really unknown if we would ever get figures of certain suits or any kind of representation of any certain suits. Like the Q Rangers, for example, will we ever get anything? Or like obscure things like we skipped, for now at least, we skipped Juoger. So like we don't really have a figure of like Jua Bird or Jua Condor or something like that I feel like Ranger Keys would do.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is to my love for them. And also, I mean, I know they don't really classify as figures. I mean, they kind of are. They're more like statues than anything else.
Because they have some sort of slight articulation.
Right, yeah. I mean, that's more for just the gimmick of them to become the keys.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing too, is that I think that they took that approach in the toy line,
Yeah.
did some really neat things with it, like going back to McCalkin, the toy, you can put a ranger key in the driver's seat of the toy.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was a really neat idea, like to have him like a ranger key piloting the race car was always
That's
neat.
cool.
I always thought that was cool. And then they did this. I still need to get it sometime. It's always really cheap on Mandarake. I don't know why I haven't bought one, but they did a mecha cockpit where you could put a whole team of 5 keys.
Wow. Yeah.
And
really?
it's really, really cool. It has like 4 blank slots for keys, and then the middle one where you put red, you can put the key in, and it reads the keys, so it will like say the name of that team's mecha when you turn the key.
Oh,
No way.
It's
I haven't
really,
thought
really
that.
cool. It was
Okay.
it was a pretty obscure toy, but usually Mandarake has it for about 1,000 yen. So
Okay.
I don't know why I haven't bought one yet. I really should.
Maybe
I
bought
think
tonight.
you should. I'm
after the
surprised you
streets.
haven't.
Yeah, maybe I will. I might. But yeah, no. I always liked that kind of. They took a neat approach with that. Making the little cockpit set and the things like that. So I just think they did a lot of fun things with them. Like Tommy mentioned, with how ridiculous they were released. That is for sure. They definitely came out in very complicated and frustrating ways for sure. The Gashapon ones are just they are just horrible. They are,
Yeah, the
Especially
sticker
right
aspect,
now.
Yeah.
yeah, especially now. I mean, not only are they bad over time, but just on how they hold up quality wise, but their rarity is just it's ridiculous.
Vulcan Silver and then Miss America.
Absolutely.
God.
There's certain keys that go for like 100, and that's not even sealed. That's just like here's the key.
Oh my, loose and 100.
Yeah, it's bad. There's some ones
Plastic crack
that just,
right there.
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like I love the key so much, but I mean, and I talk about them all the time. You'd think I would have a full set, but I'm not even close.
So how far are you in your range key
Yeah,
collection?
how far are you?
I have about. I think I'm a little bit more than a third of the way there. I'm definitely more than half. I'm more than half.
More than half. That's really good.
But
That's good.
I have all the deluxe ones and candy toy ones.
Do you keep do you have? I'm pretty sure you have a database of all.
Yeah, I have a
counted.
spreadsheet for them. Yeah.
So
You have
do
at
you have
least
a
all the
specific number out of the Ranger keys accounted for? Do you have a number? Like, do you have 100 or something out of 300 or something like that?
Oh yeah. I think actually I can probably pull it up real quick. I think I have a bookmark. I currently, although I do need to update it a little bit because I haven't updated it in a minute.
Wait, Josh, do you have all the range, like most from Power Rangers adapted? How many do you-
like those teams.
yeah, those teams.
For the most part, because most of the Power Rangers adapted teams had deluxe sets where you could just kind of buy them and get them out. Certain teams, no, because it just doesn't. They were hard to find. Like Mighty Morphin, I don't have a full set of them.
Wow.
Because Yellow and Pink were Gashapon exclusives, so I don't have them. But I have everyone else. But and then, like a lot of the 6 Rangers, although I'm only missing Boken Silver, and then I'll have all the 6 Rangers. But
Vulcan Silver was like a catch.
yeah, it was, yeah. And then there's also like extra heroes like Signal Man and Zuban and stuff like that like I don't have to kind of finish off teams here and there. But it's mainly the pre-G Ranger teams that I'm still needing to track down, and then a couple premium sets too. But currently there are 399 keys.
Oh my god.
399.
And I have, looking at my chart here, I have about 230 of them.
Wow. Okay, that's
a lot.
really good.
So we're getting there.
130-ish to go.
Yeah, give or take.
Provided that next year.
Right. Well, because it pretty much is just premium and Gashapon at this point, because Gashapon had 67 exclusive keys. So that's a pretty big bulk of them right there. And then premium sets are pretty much the rest. So like the Dead Boss set and the movie set and the Oddkeep Ranger, stuff like that. Lost Edition. And so yeah, I mean, that's obviously a collection I want to finish. I mean, right now my top priority is Lightning, and but like the Ranger keys and the Ride Watches are the furthest I've gotten in collecting Toku gimmicks, and so I want to finish them. Ride Watches, I'm actually closer to finishing the keys.
Yeah, Ride Watches I've seen that you have. Like, you're probably like.
Yeah, I'm close. I think I only need like 30 or so more Ride Watches and I'll be done. And they're pretty much all premium ones that I still need. So.
Oh, okay.
But.
Oh, the premium sets, isn't it?
Yeah. Those are always an issue. But
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I don't really know what else to say about the keys. I definitely like them a lot. I like their details and the the amount of them. It always looks cool. Also, they don't take up all that much of space too. You know, I love Lightning, but like, you know, my shelves over here, that's only like not even 30 figures. That already takes up a lot of space. And we're not stopping anytime soon because that line just started. So it's, you know, so the keys, they don't take up much space either. So it's always cool to have like, you know, group shots or like a big army of them or something. That always looks cool.
And it's always a good way to have the representation instead of like buying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. You can get your favorite Ranger and just kind of have a little figure to either take with you or or just have on your desk or something. Yeah, they're perfect for that.
Especially if you buy the Super Sentai stand, how perfect would it go with the Ranger?
Right. So.
So if you're gonna buy it from Premium Bandai, if you want to play with your Ranger keys.
You're the only one that's gonna buy that, bro.
You're right.
I have to put in my pre-order. I forgot. Okay, so how do you feel about because in the show they did the flipping gimmick. Do you care about that it doesn't do it?
In the spring, what do you think about that?
Yeah, there was a premium set that did it. And that was fun. It's one that I still need to actually get. I always kind of go back and forth on whether or not I feel like I need that set in my collection or not, because it's just a bunch of repeats that have springs. But the spring, the flip gimmick was fun. A lot of the times, I think this just is due to the age of the keys. The plastic has worn down enough to where you can just flip them anyway. Because
there are ways I've seen like.
I mean.
In the video,
you can see here on my Gokai Silver key. This is like a junker one.
You can like
it doesn't even stay up anymore.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean this is not my main key. This is just like there's not even a sticker on the back of it. But this is just like my junker Gokai Silver just to have around.
It's cool.
But
to bring around in trips and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I don't, it's not my main one is in my key bins over there with my cellular. But yeah, I mean, it's the gimmick, the flip gimmick was cool. I think it's cool that Super Mega Force included it, although that really wore down the quality of those keys because those springs broke a lot. So it had some advantages, but I mean, it was a neat idea for them to include at some points, but I don't really think it was needed. But yeah, it's cool.
Okay, so what about the Power Rangers Ranger keys? Are you fully collecting them as well?
I have a handful of them. I have at least. I got that Toys R Us set that came out with the 20 keys.
Oh yeah, and then like most of them were like exclusive only to that set.
Yeah, there was 3 exclusives to the set.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I got them. Well, I got it for 2 reasons, because Dino Thunder Yellow was exclusive to that set, and since that's my favorite team, I at least completed the Dino Thunder keys. But also, it's because it gave you 1 key for every season, so you could just knock out all the sounds in one. So I haven't really collected any of the American keys beyond that. I have a couple of the individual sets that they made, mainly because I just Japanese ones, and I didn't really feel like double dipping on the keys. The springs on them I have so many of the American keys that the springs have just completely given out, and they will not stand up at all anymore. and because even on the Japanese ones, when the springs wear out or the hinge wears out, they will still stand in the key mode or in the Ranger mode. But on the American ones, the springs would be so bad they would just fall over and flip into a key, and it's just they're kind of a mess. I mean, I understand that they're definitely a good way to get a lot of keys in a collection because they did a pretty good job completing most of.
I'm surprised they didn't even finish it after Super Mario Force ended.
I know. I'm shocked that Bandai actually went through the effort of going through that. But and of course, they definitely have their upsides of like being fully painted and things like that.
Yeah.
And, I definitely see the appeal of that.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us like Phantom Ranger and
right, titanium armored red and things like that. That was definitely cool that they included those for sure. But I mean, they definitely have their place. I definitely see the appeal of the American keys, but
yes,
it's not a collection I'm really eager
that you want to delve into.
Yeah,
maybe after you finish off your Japanese Ranger keys, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if Japan doesn't give me any more that I can collect, maybe I'll.
Okay, but let's just say they would you like the line to continue? And also, what keys are you expecting to come within the next, let's just say, next anniversary or so? What kind of
next 5 years, basically?
So I think that at this point, there hasn't been any keys in such a long time, or not just released, but also just announced, because usually it takes months to come out because of Premium Bandai. I hope that we get another key set at some point. I really think next year has a decent shot of it happening because of the college.
More decent shot than before.
Yeah, right. So I think if there's any year that it would happen, it would be next year. If it doesn't happen next year, I think the line is truly over, which is, I think, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I think I would not be against the idea of, instead of having to do a whole set every year, they could wait a little while and do like a bulk set. That's fine. I mean, it would be expensive, of course, but I think that maybe that'd work out better for them, just doing like one big set every couple of years than one every year. At this point, I counted this recently, a potential set of like catching up to current day would be, I think, about 40-ish keys, if I remember correctly.
Ooh. 40 keys.
That's between Zyuohger through Kira Major.
Oh my.
So it's definitely a potential that could happen.
You counted every ranger? So 40.
Yeah, I counted, it was around that. I counted 8 for Zyuohger. So the main 6, Bird and Condor.
And then Whale? Would you include Whale, Gorilla?
I didn't include Gorilla and Whale because I consider those more of power-ups, which I know they've done the power-up keys before, but I always kind of thought that they did the power-up keys as like a way to fill the sets.
Yeah.
And in this point, there's so many keys that they need to do that they don't really need to fill the sets. There's plenty of options.
So after Zyuohger, then you have Q Ranger. There was like, what?
Yeah, so I counted 12 for Q Ranger, so that brings it up to 20 just on those two teams. And then for Lupat, I counted 8. So the 4 members of both of them. Resoldier, I counted 8 to do to have Brown and Gaisolg included.
Oh yes.
And then Kira Major would be 6 at this point. So
what about the world? You had like 3 forms.
I just counted his base Rhino one. When I counted that.
See, he's the ones that they might go overboard with.
Yeah.
So so let's start off with, what did you say, Zyuohger, right?
Yeah.
So Zyuohger, what else? So you included Condor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the obscure ones is the different forms for Zyuohger the world. For Q Ranger, they can go for Ogama Sky Blue.
Yeah, and then they could do Orion if they wanted to.
They can also do the initial form for Ryu Commander.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they could do that one.
You could do Evil Silver, who beats Sky Metal.
Oh yeah, it beats the Sky Metal.
Orion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then
for Lupat, you could do Patron Yugo or whatever.
Yugo, and then Lupin Tricolor.
Lupin Tricolor, yeah, that could work. So there's a lot of random ones. And then I also always, whenever I was counting what they could do, I always threw in So the Ninja set was like 90% complete.
Yeah.
The only one that they didn't include was from Zyuohger versus Ninja, when Takaharu's son from the future came. It was an Aka Ninja.
Oh, right.
Because his suit was a little bit different. He had a different colored sash, like all the other
Yes.
Aka Ninjas did.
Did they do one for
So-
Nin Green?
Yeah, they did.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, the Ninja set came with the Core 6 green, and then the father red, the grandfather red, and the dark red from the Tokuger versus.
Oh my, that's amazing.
So that key set has 10 ninjas, and 5 of them use the Aka Ninja mold. So
wow.
So I feel like they could probably do a key for his son, since it is another version of the suit. And then they did, back during Gokaiger, they did 2 different keys for Aka Red. They had done they did the 35th anniversary and the 30th anniversary. And he showed up during Zyuohger with a 40 on his chest.
Nice.
So I feel like they could do another version of Aka Red too. So
Aka Red for next year's 50 years. It's a 50
yeah,
years,
that
right?
too. If they decide,
Oh my god.
45. Yeah, if they bring back.
45. Sorry, 45.
So yeah, if they bring them back again, they could do 2 versions of them. But so the key set could be anywhere between like 40 to 45-ish keys if they wanted to.
Yeah. And what about the mecha too? They could do them. I mean the
oh yeah, I mean there's tons and tons that they could.
Oh my god, mecha keys are just.
Yeah, it'd be absolutely insane. Honestly, it's like it comes to a point where I just want them to do the Rangers that they haven't done, and then I'm fine. I don't need all this mecha. I don't need like how they did the Kyoryuger villain set. I don't need any more villain keys. That I don't. Those never really needed to exist in the first place.
Oh, you have that set, right? Or
no, I don't have that one yet. No, that's one that I need.
Okay, so saying that, you want more Ranger keys. So let's talk about the roleplay toys in terms of like the Mobiris.
Mobiris is probably the best Sentai chain. Right?
Oh, it's really good.
Especially the sound.
I love that one a lot.
Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I have the Bandai Asian one, which is the repaint of the.
Yeah, it's the Legend one. Yeah,
it's the Legend one, which I think is a downgrade, honestly.
I mean, it has. I mean, I have both because they have different sounds, so I had to get both of them. And they do look different. But
so are we expecting a updated Mobiris, right?
I mean,
new soundboard and everything.
I would definitely like one. They would have to change the keys because the current keys wouldn't work with like the Kyoryuger and the Kyoryuger, Tokuger, and Ninja keys wouldn't work with Mobiris.
Okay.
Really?
So they would have to. I don't know what they would do with that, because they obviously weren't thinking about ever doing a new Mobiris because those 3 teams all have the exact same key piece.
Oh,
right.
So that wouldn't work. So I don't know.
It wouldn't work, unfortunately, wouldn't it?
I don't know what they would do with that. In the Metal Heroes, like the ones they put out a couple years ago, those also have the same key pieces as those. So I don't know what they could do. But I don't think it's an impossibility that we'd ever get a new Mobiris.
It would have to be both versions. Like, just keep the old sounds.
The only thing I could think of is that, I would have to have all the old stuff. I could think of maybe if they wanted to just include the reds from all the teams that they had done that, shared the same key piece. That way you can at least get the sound somehow.
Yeah.
I know it's not perfect, but, like, honestly, I think that's the best that they could do.
I see that.
But, so I don't think it's an impossibility that we would get a set like that. I also wouldn't be too surprised if maybe they just did the reds from the seasons that we don't have yet and didn't even bother giving everyone.
A memorial set would be good.
That would be cool. I would definitely like that.
At least a memorial set Mobiris with phrases from that we don't know what they're saying from the actors of the show.
Yeah, that could be neat.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of potential for what they could do for the 10th anniversary next year. I hope at least any of it happens. I just hope that like something happens for it. I hope we get, even if we don't get new toys.
It's pretty popular in Japan, I would say.
Oh, it's extremely popular. Yeah. I mean, the Ranger keys. I think this kind of just ties into more of they needed more time to get them all out. But like they continued for an extra year as the main gimmick after Gokaiger, because that's why Go Busters didn't have a gimmick. They just kept going with the keys.
Yeah.
So because they didn't have enough time to release all of them, so they just kept going for another year.
Kept going. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just, it's just all very interesting how they did this line, and I feel like it doesn't deserve to kind of just peter out the way that it has.
Yeah.
And so I hope that, I mean, obviously I have a lot of, stake in it in terms of how much I care about that line, but I think it would be really nice to see it come back somehow, sometime. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's really all I can say about it, to be honest.
And the roleplay weapons, they were part of the toy line. What do you think about the roleplay weapons?
They're
fun.
They're fun. They're really cool.
And the Galleon Buster.
Yeah, I recently, as of in the last year, I have all the roleplay weapons now, and they're fun. They're definitely fun.
Yeah, the gun is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's a good size and everything too.
Yeah, the sword's length is kind of decent.
Yeah, the sword isn't too bad. I like the sword and the Galleon Buster are the only toys that take advantage of the color part of the key. Since no other toy really did that. And the Galleon Buster is a lot of fun. It's like loading up a whole Ranger key team in there. I think that was always neat. But no, they're fun. They're definitely fun toys that I think all take advantage of using the keys in like creative ways for the. I mean, a lot of them are just for attacks. Like that's pretty much all they do. But I still think it's fun. The Galleon Buster is definitely my favorite of them. But and then the Gokai Spear is probably the weakest, but it's still cool. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a fun toy line. I definitely like what they did with it, and how they have all the keys work together. So.
And Mecha line.
Oh no!
Did you guys
10-minute warning?
Yes, we do have a warning. And how, what about the Mecha line? What do you think? Have you guys collected
the toys?
Yeah.
They're
pretty cool.
I pretty much only have the Super Mega Force versions, which I think are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're decent.
I think they're fine. They do a good job conveying what's on the show.
I do like the Mecha line, like when you crank up the dial at the back.
Yeah, I wish we did that.
The form, which is pretty cool.
That was always fun. But
yeah,
I mean, overall it's a very well done toy line, I think, and
it is a great toy line.
I think the only one that's come that close to being like how grand in scale was maybe like Q Ranger or Kyoryuger or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I think Kyoryuger was
Kyoryuger was insane.
Yeah, it was a very popular toy line as well, and I like collectible gimmicks is fun, and like it was a great renaissance period where Sentai gimmick was like really, really, it was booming and everybody wanted a piece of it.
Yeah.
To be honest. And then it continued on with Kyoryuger later on.
I've always found it interesting that because Ryder does gimmicks every year.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think Ryder comes up with really cool gimmicks every year. There's not really a gimmick I've really not enjoyed. But and for Sentai, it seems like they just never really get gimmicks right necessarily.
Yeah.
And it's like, and granted, I have a lot of bias, but it's just, I always find it funny that one of Sentai's first, kind of first gimmicks was the keys, and they haven't really done anything that crazy since then. It's like, well, we did the best gimmick and we're never going to try again. It's just weird. So, I mean, I like the Judenchi. I know people like the Ryusols, and the Kyutama are fun too. But yeah, no, I think they just really knocked it out of the park with this toy line.
They really did. And I don't know if I would hope to see something similar to that again, but we shall see next year if we're going to be doing any.
We shall.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lot of discussion about the toy line.
Yeah.
It's great. That's what we're expecting. So, okay, the last thing that we would like to talk about is the overall score of the show. Tommy, would you tell us your score out of 10? 10 being the greatest to 0 being like nothing. Nothing. It wasn't worth watching.
It's definitely not 0.
It's 0-1.
0-1?
I would say I give it an 8. I think there's a lot of good moments I like in the show. The characters are fun. The plot's pretty straightforward, and it's kind of like a way for like it rewards Sentai fans of watching the other shows before, and then it kind of introduces them in a way to introduce for Super Sentai. But in my opinion, you should watch some Sentai, at least like a few, before you should dive in, because you get more.
Yeah, at least the time range onwards, at least a little bit.
Yeah, because those are definitely the more relevant.
Yeah.
Ones,
yeah. And okay. Is there anything else you want to say, Tommy?
No, I wish. Oh, they'll be cool. They come back because I love.
Yeah, I do really appreciate them coming back on the 40th. I mean, no. 40th. Yeah, it was the 40th. Yeah.
Yeah,
the 40th in Georgia.
I did not expect, because like there was a rumor, and like there was someone caught a photo of Captain Marvel. I was like, no way, that's real.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's the whole team.
Yeah, it's the whole team. I was like,
and I hope they do come back next year, because, I mean, it's gonna be the 45th, but yeah, it's their 10-year anniversary.
I feel so old. I remember watching that show. Great.
Yeah.
No, right?
So it's like it's a great opportunity for them to actually revisit the toy line, as well as doing the two separate projects, being being embedded into the 45th Sentai, but as well as doing the V Cinema for the 10-year anniversary. And everybody's expecting it. It doesn't matter if it's going to be a 30-minute, 45-minute. Just do something at least.
There's a lot of potential.
I mean, I definitely
think a lot.
I think they know that there's the demand for it, and I feel like the cast would be up for it. I mean, they've come back.
I feel like they can all do it. I think nobody's had a scandal. Nobody's retired. Nobody's had a family or anything.
Kind of retired, but I think she came
back. Who is it?
Pink? Kind of retired, but she came back, I think.
But yeah, I think that was even before back to Georgia, so I don't think that really stops them from returning for something like that. So
and then also like the way Gokaiger ended, left it really open ended. Like they're going,
and even how
traveling.
Right, and even how like their last appearance was,
they're still.
I mean, technically, I guess their last appearance would be in Psycho Battle, but.
Oh, here we go.
Josh doesn't even know what happened.
That's a whole other can of worms that we need to talk about later. Okay. So, all right. What's your? Okay, I'll score, and then I'll get Josh's score. Okay.
All right.
So my score will be an 8.5. The characters are very memorable. I love them all. The storyline is straightforward, not complicated. It's very easy to understand. And they cater towards the anniversary season really well. Like, I don't think anything compares at the moment to how they did an anniversary season for Tokusatsu. That where anyone complained. I don't think anybody's complained hard out in terms of Gokaiger. Like, it's like a dreaded season. So an 8.5. Love the toy line. Appreciate the Ranger Keys, even though I didn't collect them myself because I was late into the Sentai game. And I hope to see them to come back next year for 2021. All right, Josh, take the stage.
So my personal rating would be probably like a 9 or a 9.5. I love the series a lot. For everything we discussed about it tonight. Granted, I mean, I have a lot of bias. I'll definitely admit that. To both the Ranger Keys, and it was my first Sentai as well. So there's always going to be that kind of bias towards it, for that reason. But I don't know. It's a series that I always think fondly of, and always like to rewatch clips from and things like that, and revisit it from time to time. And there just hasn't really been. I mean, there's been Sentai since then that I've really enjoyed, for sure. But I don't really think any have come as close to being my favorite as Gokaiger has. Maybe like Kyoryuger or something. But I love Gokaiger a lot, and I think it's a good series to start with, or it's a good series to watch. I think it's definitely a series that it'd be fun. It's fun to watch for your first one, but also fun to rewatch after you've seen more Sentais. You catch more of the references and kind of appreciate what they did with it more.
Mhm.
I think it's just a Sentai that just has a lot to offer, and I think it's a really fun.
That's great. Okay, so that's pretty much concludes Retrofection.
Shit. That was a long
Yay.
discussion.
Good timing, right?
Yeah.
So it's time for.
Oh, close MAGMA.
Okay, so all right, we're gonna close up, but I would like Josh to put some shameless plugs on himself on the video. So, well, how do you promote yourself?
So you guys can follow me on Twitter at least two different places. I have like 6 different accounts, but the main ones you can follow me on are my personal one at Living Ranger Key, is where I'll be at most of the time. Or if you just want to hear me talk about everything related to the Lightning Collection, including all the things that I leaked for it and everything, you can follow me at Lightning Fig PR on that one. You can also check out content from me on both the Soda Pop YouTube channel, which is the podcast I do with Corey. You can also check out
on the description beloy. I've already left Corey's channel over there.
Cool. And you also can see my Soda Sunday series that I do for Toku Toy Store as well. That's every other weekend.
That's cool.
And since I'm plugging things, I will plug that there will be. I'm shooting for it to come out tomorrow, but there will be a new video on Toku Topics this weekend. So I haven't said what it is on Twitter yet, but I am working on it, so it should be ready.
Okay, so when that happens, I'll get the link from Josh and I'll promote it on the description below. But be sure to catch him on RRR the Streets. He's a permanent cast member over there.
Minutes,
in 30 minutes. So you may see him in 30 minutes. I don't know. He might fall asleep. I don't know, because he's totally exhausted talking about Ranger Keys.
No, I'll be there. We're good.
Yep, that's great. So be sure to follow me and Tommy, and when Grayson comes back, when he's ready to come back, our links are in the description below, and I'll also leave all the socials for the Streets down below, as always. I also still left the links for the Black Lives Matter movement. I think we talked about that last week. So be sure, if you can, do what you can to donate and all that stuff. But yeah, thank you, Josh, for coming into the breakdown. I think Will's been on, Corey's been on, and now you're our third. So you never know. We could talk about Lightning Collection next time on the random Prognosatsu topic. But yeah, be sure to tune in next week at 4 p.m. PST, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to tune into the Streets at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pacific Standard Time. So so rest up, go to the toilet, have something to eat, and rest up for the next 28 minutes and enjoy the Streets. And I'll see you guys next week. Oh, also, I'm gonna upload the new topic for Retrofection, and we're going to do Power Rangers Beast Force next week. So have a great week, guys, and stay safe, stay social distancing, stop rioting. I'm just joking. I don't know. I can't relate. I'm Australian. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Yeah.